Rich Rebel women's basketball is back on the hardwood for the 2021 season. Coming off a second-place finish last season, the girls know what it takes to reach the big stage. With the talent, experience, and some of that Rich County pride, they are ready to bring another championship back home. Get in on all the Rebel basketball this season alongside the voice of the Rebels, Matthew Peterson, right here on My Local Radio. This Rebel broadcast could not be possible without these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. Rebel fans, find your comfy seat, pull your lucky socks up, and enjoy another edition of Rich Rebel basketball right now as we bring you down to the court.
All right, good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Randolph. I'm Matthew Peterson, and today we got a doubleheader between the Rebels and the Mustangs. A very exciting matchup for both sides. And we have a jam-packed night filled for you guys. A doubleheader. We'll have the girls tip off first, and then the boys will go afterwards. And we got a great pregame show planned out for you guys for both the boys and girls game, and then the girls pregame show. We've got the scene set, our standout student, and the coaches show to open things up. But right now, the boys' JV game is currently underway, and the Rebels are down 3 with a little under 5 to go in the fourth quarter. So we'll keep an eye on this one, as I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting finish. But we'll step aside for a quick break to kick off our pregame coverage of the girls' matchup. And when we return, it'll be time for the scene set. We'll get you guys caught up to date for both ends of the court. So that's coming up right after this. You're listening to Rich Rebel Radio on 98.3 FM KADQ and video coverage on mylocalradio.com.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back to Rich County. We've got a doubleheader, like I mentioned, between the Rich Rebels and the visiting Manila Mustangs, and the girls will tip off first at 5:30, or really at the conclusion of this boys JV game. And I don't think we're going to be on time for a 5:30 tip. If I had to estimate, maybe like a 5, let's call it 5:37. I think it's in between the 35 and the 40. So let's talk about the scene set here and what the two sides are coming in with. We'll start with the visiting Mustangs. Manila 4-7 on the season. When they're away from their comfy gym in Northeast Utah, they are 3-3 on the road. So surprisingly enough, they play better away from their home gymnasium than they do at home. They're currently in the midst of a 2-game losing streak, and something worth noting is that first game in the losing streak came to ICS. The Intermount Christian School Lions knocked off Manila 42-33 about a week ago. And if you remember, just a night ago, Rich beat ICS 65-18. So you take that right there, and you think that the pendulum will tilt in the Rebels' favor. And that's the Manila Mustangs side. How about the Rebels? They come in with a 10-7 overall record. They're currently riding a 5-game winning streak, playing some great basketball. They've won 8 out of their last 9. If you can remember, this was a team that opened up 2-6, played a lot of tough competition, learned from it, and they're applying the lessons they suffered back in December and early January to when it matters most. Tail end of February and hopefully early March. Defensively, we know what they've been able to do recently. I talked about it yesterday. They're giving up about 25 points per game throughout this 5-game winning streak. And offensively, they're doing a lot of damage as well. They're posting 50 points per game during these 5-game winning streak. So they are just dominating on both ends of the court. We have not really seen an Achilles heel for the Rebels throughout this tear they are on, and they can only hope it'll bleed into early March. That is our scene set here before the girls matchup. Boys right now in a close one, 3-point game. Rebels are trailing 23-20 with a little over 3 minutes to play in the fourth. And we'll get some play-by-play commentary as Nate Woods has the ball for the Rebels on offense. He goes to Pace on the near wing. Let's see what Hunter Pace is able to do. Moves it up top to Carrillo. Facilitated over to Woods on the far wing. And right now down low with Carrillo, and he puts up a shot off the window. That doesn't go, and Manila comes away with it. So we'll keep a close eye on this one. What we'll do, we'll step aside for another quick break, and when we return, we're going to have our Western Ag Credit Standout student portion of the broadcast. That's right, Western Ag Credit, providing you guys with some of the top-notch student body representation here at Rich High on the other side of this quick break.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Fair River Drive, Evanston.
I'm now with Rich High Jr., Nathan Woods, our standout student. Nathan, thank you so much for the time today, and let's open things up by asking, how's the basketball season going?
Pretty well. We're doing a lot better than last year. Things are starting to come together on the team for us.
Now, Nathan, you've had some great contributions off the bench on the varsity level so far this season, and I remember a game, I can't remember who it was against, but you came off and drained a beautiful corner three. So how exciting was that for you?
It felt great. That was my first varsity score. It was against Cokeville. I remember I shot it, and I knew it was going in, so I started running back right as it left my hand. It felt good.
That's the best feeling right there, knowing it's nothing but net the moment it leaves your hand. Now let's talk about the JV season so far this season. That's where you've gotten a lot of your playing time. How has your play been this season, and how have you evaluated yourself so far?
Well, so we haven't won a whole lot of games, but we're making a lot of progress. We're kind of starting to work together as a team. I feel like we're all kind of figuring out our roles and where we need to play. And, yeah, it's coming together nicely, I think. We'll be a good team next year.
That's great. So, Nate, let's talk about the musical for a second. I know your dad, Mr. Chris Woods, is the music teacher, and he's the head of that. So how involved are you with the musical and with the overall music program at Rich? Was it kind of a done deal by birth, or how did that go about?
So my dad has always encouraged me and my siblings to take his classes and be involved in the music and everything, but really he left it up to us. And so I was definitely more involved than my two older siblings were when they were in high school. I've been in musicals since I was in 8th grade, and I've been taking his band classes every year and his choir classes too. So, yeah, I've been very involved.
And when it comes to the musical, what kind of roles do you like to play?
So, I usually play, like, the lead in the role, or the lead in the musical. It's mostly because there aren't a whole lot of boys at this school that can sing, and that's usually why I get the role, because I can carry a tune better than other guys. But yeah, so this year we're doing Bye Bye Birdie, and I'm playing Conrad Birdie, who's like kind of the main guy in the musical. So.
Gotcha, that's awesome. And how have you enjoyed the rehearsals for Bye Bye Birdie compared to musicals in the past?
It's been kind of weird this year. I feel like everybody's a lot more burned out than they have been in years past. But they've still been fun, and I think we're going to put on a good show.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Your dad, Mr. Chris Woods, has spoken very highly of it, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic production, and I'll be sure to keep an eye out for Conrad.
Yeah.
Well, Nate, that's all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep, that is Rich High Jr., Nate Woods, our standout student.
We've got about 1 minute plus to go in the JV matchup. Boys are trailing 27-20 to Manila. But big thanks to Nate Woods for joining the Western Ag Credit Standout Student of the broadcast. More pregame coverage coming your way right after this.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Rebels down 28-20 with 35 seconds to go in the boys JV matchup, preceding the girls matchup with 35 seconds and make it 29-20. So let's get ready for the Coaches Show now. That's right, the Coaches Show brought to you by Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Contact Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty at 435-779-0012. We're going to hear from both head coaches. We'll hear from the Mustangs head coach Tony Pendleton first, and then Rich's very own Cody Lundgren after that, as the girls varsity game is probably about, let's say, 13 minutes away from tip-off, which is kind of close to what I said before. No big deal or anything. But yeah, we'll have the Mustangs girls basketball head coach up first right after this.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
I'm now joined by the Manila Mustangs girls basketball head coach, Tony Pendleton. Coach, thanks for the time today, and let's start things off by talking about your crew and your side. How about you fill me in on how Manila's played so far this year?
We've had some ups and downs for sure. We're young and we're super small. I only have 7 girls, and with everything that's been going on there, some weeks I've only had 5, so it's been interesting. But they put in some great minutes, and then there's just lots of work built. It's kind of a building right now.
You talk about having 5 players. I spoke with the Intermountain Christian School girls basketball head coach not long ago, and he also is coaching a 5-man team, and he talked about a surprising advantage that these girls looked like they had a bigger chip on their shoulder. Have you found that to be the same?
Kind of, yeah. They get to where they, they know they don't have anybody to come in for them, so they have to play harder.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, talking about the team's recent play, you guys are coming in trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. What's going to be the biggest difference maker to get back in the win column?
Well, we got 2 tough games left. We got Rich twice, so we're going to have to play really hard, good defense, and not miss shots and stuff.
Talking about Rich here, Coach, what do you know about the Rebels and what do they bring to the court?
They're a good team. They've been good I think they're returning, 3 starters this year from last year. All seniors with a lot of experience, so they're going to be good.
Coach, on the other side, you guys are a younger team, like you pointed out. So throughout this season, what's been the biggest surprise from your standpoint in terms of having a younger roster?
I think how much they've improved. They have gotten from their first game to now. It's crazy how much better we've gotten.
Absolutely. I'm with the Manila Mustangs girls basketball head coach, Coach Pendleton. Coach, one final question for you guys. Have you ever been a coach of a team that's played another team back-to-back nights?
Nope, I've never. This will be the first for me. So
yeah, it seems like it's a first for just about every coach, so no one's really got any upper ground, but do you envision there being an advantage for a team if they can figure out something about playing a team back-to-back nights?
Oh, definitely. I think it could make a huge advantage for one team or the other to play back-to-back games. We'll see how it plays out after tomorrow for sure.
Coach, that's all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
That is Manila Mustangs girls basketball head coach Tony Pendleton.
All right, folks, we've got probably about 10 to 12 minutes as the JV game just wrapped up for the boys. The Rebels fell by a handful. I think the final score was 29-20, something in that ballpark nevertheless. So we're going to give the girls about probably 10 to 12 minutes to warm up, and then it'll be showtime. But before then, we've got a lot of more ground to cover in our pregame coverage. We're going to have the second half of the Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty Coaches Show. We're going to hear from the Rebels basketball head coach, Cody Lundgren, and then we'll move into the second half of the pregame show. So don't go anywhere. The best part's coming up, and that's the main entree. Rebels and Mustangs going live in about 10 to 12 minutes.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
I'm now with Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren. Coach, your team is getting hotter and hotter by the day. You guys have won your last 5 in a row. You've won 8 out of your last 9. How great does that feel to hear? How great is that to hear going into the most important part of the season?
I think it's great seeing the girls come together as a team, especially in this last stretch. They're playing very well together right now. Defensively, they're helping each other. And offensively, the ball's moving around the floor really quick and getting good looks. So it's fun to see them playing like that.
Coach, you talk about the ball being spread across the offense, and that's something that I've echoed during my broadcast was that Coach Lundgren's a huge fan when multiple players can get on the scoring sheet, and that was not an issue last night at Intermountain Christian School. You guys had, I believe, 12 different players score. Is that a first to see for you as a coach to have 12 different players score?
I don't think it's a first, but it's good to see, different nights, different teams will try to take different stuff away from us. And, all our girls are able to – we've got a lot of talented basketball players right now, and they're able to step up. And when they take something away from us, something else will open up. So,
before we move on to Manila, I want to get your quick thoughts on Intermountain Christian School and the win you guys had yesterday. Start to finish, you guys really dominated the Lions, and it allowed for your bench players to see a lot of minutes. How great is that from a coach's standpoint to see 15 different players take the court?
It's great, especially when we have a 3-game stretch right now where we're playing, 3 games in 3 nights. It's great for those girls when we need them to step up. They come in and they make good plays for us.
Looking ahead here, you got the Manila Mustangs on Friday and Saturday. Is this a first for you as a coach to be playing a team back-to-back nights?
Yeah, I think so. When I think about it, this season's kind of weird that way. There's a bunch of stuff that it's out of everybody's control, but all we can do is just play the team that we need to play each night and continue to get better and get ready for state.
What kind of edge do you think a team could have playing another team back-to-back nights?
I think, as you play a team and you get more familiar with what they're doing, you're able to prepare for them maybe night to night a little bit easier. You kind of know what they would like to do. But Manila's a region foe, so, we're pretty familiar with each other, and it's always a fun game.
Coach, I know you maybe don't want to hear this, but the Mustangs aren't going to be one of the tougher competitions you guys see throughout the season. Is there a part of you or the team that maybe is looking ahead a little bit, or is it completely focused on the Mustangs?
It's hard to look forward right now. Our philosophy is we take one game at a time, and you'll always have games circled on your calendar, but these are the last 2 games of the season, and with the RPI shut off right now, we have no clue who we'll be facing in that first round. So Manila is the only team that we're thinking about right now.
Coach, as you guys wrap up the regular season over the weekend, what improvement do you want to see from your crew going into the postseason?
I want my girls to keep doing the small things to get better. I want to see us making nice passes to the open kid. I want us to see good backside rotations in our defense. I want us to be able to see us rebound the ball very well tonight.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. That's all the questions I've got for you today. That is Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren.
We've got about 4.5-ish minutes to go until tip-off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to keep it right here, no commercial break, and we're going to dive right into our Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. So, history book between the Rebels and the Mustangs. It's a long one, and it's all in blue. The Rebels have dominated the series. They lead at 34-0. Only once has the final score between Rich and Manila been a one-score game, according to my records. And you got to go back not too far, 2018-2019 season, when the Rebels took down Manila 62-60 in overtime. Since then, it's been comfortable victories for Rich against their rivals, the Mustangs. So that's our Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown, Mayor Burdett Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Delora White, and Eldon Robinson. All right, let's check out our keys of the game now. First key of the game for the Rebels is continue sharing the ball. Talked about it with Coach Lundgren before, and Rebels had 12 different scorers against ICS last night. Now, granted, that's a Lions team that was playing very shorthanded, 5 players, not one of the tougher teams in 1A or 2A Utah by really any stretch, but nevertheless, for 12 players to get involved offensively just by putting the ball in the basket, that really speaks to the depth of this Rebel team. This is a Rebel team that, by the way, I should mention, will not have the services of number 44, Mackenzie Smith, tonight due to an injury, but still, the Rebels have plenty of depth coming off that bench. Second key of the game is right what I get to, is that depth. And for the Rebels right now, when you're going up against a team like Manila back-to-back nights, who you know the Mustangs won't be a major contender most likely at the state tournament, if they're able to make it down there, that's a great opportunity for you to grow your team a little more and change it from a starting 5 to not just a 5 with a 6-man off the bench, but 7 to 8 and 9. People that can step up, because in a year like this when nothing's a guarantee, you never know when your number will be called. So that's our second key. And the third key is build on the roles. Coach Lundgren talked about in the beginning of the season, players were getting comfortable and figuring out and settling into what their roles are. There's no time for discovery right now. Everyone knows what their job is on the court. So at this point, it is about perfecting that craft. If you're on the court for a handful of minutes and you're supposed to be a disruptor on defense, get on the court and perfect that art. Those are our 3 keys of the game. Now time for the Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pregame slice. Rebels are going to sport their home uniforms with home white uniforms, numbers on the front and back, and black Rebels across their chest. As for the Mustangs, they look like they're going to be in their dark gray charcoal uniforms, tops and bottoms with red trimmings and numbers on the front and back. That's our Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pregame slice. And finally, in terms of the crowd here, I have to mention the crowd tonight in a lot of green. A lot of green to show support for an outstanding freshman right now that needs a little support. The freshman that I'm talking about right now is Nathan Jessen, who is in need of some help right now. And so this is the Rich County way of showing it, and they go all out, to say the least. All right, folks, it looks like we're getting closer to the starting lineups. And before we get going, we're going to have the national anthem, which we will step aside for. But when we return, it'll be time for the Lutz Construction starting lineups right before tip-off between the Rebels and the Mustangs.
Nathan Jessen, one of our freshmen students.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help with residential and land listings including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Just had a beautiful presentation of our nation's anthem, and with that being said, it looks like we're going to be ready to go. And first things first, I want to fill you guys in on what happened during the commercial break. We had a wonderful announcement about Nathan Jessen and his progress, and it is in the right direction of being removed off a ventilator and hopefully making a quick and speedy recovery. And I cannot speak to the positive words that were expressed about Nathan. I wish I knew him better to talk about him, but you don't talk to many people here to know what a bright and happy and fantastic individual he is. All right, now time for the Rebel starting lineup. Senior McKenna Stacy, the first starter in the Lutz Construction starting lineup. Up next it is senior Sage Tingy. And back-to-back starts for Maddie Weston, so no Taylor McKee tonight. And here is Taylene Cornea, and followed by senior J.C. Cornea. So five seniors in the starting lineup for the Rebels. Mustangs coaching by Tony Pendleton, and she's got 7 players on the roster, and those are the projected starters on your screen right now for all of you guys watching on My Local Radio. It's Kyra Crawford, Cannell Browning, Abby Schofield, Kate Bambraw, and Cora Guyman. And it looks like we are ready to go here in Rich for the matchup between the Rebels and the Mustangs. Referee checking out the game ball right now. Is there something wrong with it? I'm not sure. Making sure it's the girls and not the boys. I've got a helpful ear in the neighborhood right now, and with that being said, it looks like we are ready for tip-off. It will be Tingy to tip it off for the Rebels. Rich going from left to right in their home white uniforms, while the visiting Mustangs go from right to left in their charcoal visitor uniforms with red numbers on the front and back. And here we go. Rebels immediately started off with a quick basket as J.C. Cornea slips behind the defense, and a great pass from Stacy from beyond half court, and Rich leads 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Right now it is the Mustangs working on offense. They launch a wing three from Josie Kelly, and that's too deep, not gonna go, and the Rebels trying to respond the other way. They've got it down low with Tingy. Mid-range shot now from Cornea off the rim. Ball gets out of play, last touch by a Rebel, so it'll go with Manila. Mustangs bring the ball across half court. Ball went out of play, and it was last touched by Manila, so they'll hand it right back to the Rebels. Stacy brings the ball across half court for Rich. She dishes out to Weston. Mid-range shot goes in and out. Loose ball rebound, and it was with Cornea, but her foot was out of bounds. So that means she's out of bounds, and so is the basketball, so it's going to go over to the Mustangs. Manila getting the ball across half court with Browning. Browning pulling up from just inside the free throw line. Ball dances off the rim, and then it goes to Tingy. Rebels have it on offense with Cornea at the block. She draws contact. Shot no good, but she's going to shoot a pair of Bear Lake Realty free throws. First foul on the Mustangs, and the first one for Cannell Browning, a senior. So it sends Cornea to the free throw line. First one up and off target. Rebels trying to win 6 in a row. They've got 2 games against the Mustangs to close out the regular season tonight, and then they travel to Manila tomorrow. Same time, same teams, just different place. Cornea knocks down the second half of the free throws, and Rebels have a 3-zip lead on the Station on Main scoreboard, all coming from J.C. Cornea. With about 6:40 to go in the opening quarter, there's a turnover, and Stacy's got it going down the right side of the paint. She's fouled, and she will shoot 2. Great job by Stacy forcing an issue. A Rich County government steal, and then drawing contact as she elevated herself towards the hoop. So now it's Stacy's turn. Stacy supporting the freshman Ryan Jessen with a green hair tie, a green ribbon, I think I should call it. Part of my accessory foul, and first free throw good for McKenna, so that puts the Rebels up 4-0, and she splashes them both home. 5-0 Rich. Mustangs still looking for their first points with 6.5 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Manila gets it across over to Bambro. Now it's up top near the center court circle with Browning. Moved over to Kelly on the far wing. Kelly dribbling and losing it, poked out a play, last touch by Rich, so it'll stick with Manila. Mustangs inbounding in front of the student section. Inbound pass gets out to Cannell Browning. Browning passing to Kelly on the far wing. Josie dribbling up the arc and losing it for a moment, picked up by Tingy, stolen away, but it looks like Sage Tingy will be charged with a travel. So Mustangs erase their turnover by getting the ball right back after a travel on Sage. And Coach Pendleton making a substitution, bringing in Aurora Draper. Inbound pass going to Browning. Browning getting inside the perimeter, losing it, but there's Kelly to pick up the loose basketball and gets it out to Draper. Draper makes her way towards the baseline, picks up her dribble. She's in a jam as Tingy had her tied up, and a jump ball is called. We get a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball, the arrow sticking with Manila. So the Mustangs to inbound it right beneath the Rebel basket. Inbound pass is kicked by Stacy. So we'll do it all over again with 5:52 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs on the inbound. Bambro trying to find someone. She's going to run out of time soon. She throws it beyond the arc, and it's caught by Draper. Draper in a jam, guarded closely by Weston, and that looks like a travel. Indeed it is. Draper was harassed by Maddie Weston and Stacy and shuffled her feet in the process. So Rebel basketball up 5-0 with 5 3/4 to go in the first quarter. Weston on the near wing, dribbling in from just beyond the arc, and her shot was short. And on the rebound attempt, it was Tingy getting called for a foul. She got a little aggressive, the official deems. So it's going to be Mustangs basketball. First foul on Sage and first for the Rebels in the first half. A couple firsts right there. Manila getting the ball across half court with Schofield. Down low now, putting up a quick shot was Guyman. And Guyman's shot is off target, rebounded by Cornea. Now down low to JC. Cornea takes a pass from Tingy and uses the glass to knock it through. It's 7-0 Rebels, and JC Cornea has 5 points in this first frame. A little over 5 minutes to play in the T7 Propane first quarter. Manila trying to get the ball around. Instead, the pass was too tall for Draper, went over her head, and backcourt violation. Over and back, so it's going to be Rebel basketball to inbound at midcourt. Stacy dribbles the ball across the timeline. Goes towards her right, then goes to Tingy at the elbow. She takes a few dribbles towards her right and hands it off to JC Cornea. Now down low to an open Stacy at the block, who knocks it in. Great pass from JC Cornea to a wide open Stacy, and Rich building their lead up to 9 now, while the Mustangs still looking for their first points midway through the first quarter. And a loose ball there as Weston diving for it. Great effort. Ball went out of play though, so it'll go with Manila. Gotta love the hustle by Weston right there, laying out for a loose ball and just creating chaos and unsettling the offense. Mustangs to inbound at half court. They flip it over to an open Browning, whose pass is taken away by Weston. Here's Stacy looking up court to Tingy. Tingy leaving it for Cornea. Great passing and great finish by the Rebels. Taylor Cornea finishes off a tic-tac-toe play, and a timeout is called. With the Rebels up 11-0 with 4:17 to go in the first quarter, we'll take a quick break ourselves.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
A lot of green being worn here at Randolph for Nathan Jessen, who is battling COVID-19 right now, and a lot of well wishes and support is being sent his way from back home in Rich County. Rebels leading the Manila Mustangs 11-0, nearly halfway through the first quarter. Rebels getting it done on offense and defense, providing a number of turnovers and then cashing it in for points. Browning gets the ball across half court. She immediately goes to the far wing, wait for waiting Crawford. And that's turned over. Quick turnover by Manila. Rebels have it. They go to Weston on the far wing, down low to Tingy at the block. She kicks it up to JC Cornea at the point, who facilitates it over to Stacy on the near side. Cross-court pass is received by Cornea, and now it's with Taylor Cornea, who goes to Tingy at the block. Went up with the shot, was blocked away by a Mustang. And Rich able to pick up the loose basketball and move it well beyond the perimeter. Rebels slowing things down and setting up their offense. 3.5 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Tingy at the free throw line, handing it off to Cornea, who pulls up from just inside the arc and splashes it home. 13-0 Rebels. Taylor Cornea picks up her fourth point of the first quarter, which I believe is tying a season high. A jump ball called as Sage Tingy was harassing Draper. And we got some substitutions being made as the Rebels will have an inbound pass awaiting them. Checking into the game as Brittany Lamborn for Rich and Taylor McKee. McKee takes the ball across half court for the Rebels. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Down low to Stacy, great pass, excellent finish off the glass. 15-0 Rebels. They are rolling in the first quarter. All right, now Manila's got it on the far wing, and they turn it over. Stacy forces a steal, gets it out to McKee. Taylor dribbling inside the perimeter, feeding it down low to J.C. Courtney. Her shot was too powerful, and it's going to be rebounded by Manila. 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs looking for their first points, and maybe they get it on this possession. It's at the top of the key with Browning. Browning dribbling inside, going up strong, and she's fouled on the way towards the glass, and she's got 2 free throws coming up now. With 2:25 to go, it's Cannell Browning at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, trying to pick up her team's first points of the first quarter. Free throw number 1 is off the front iron. More substitutions being made by Coach Lundgren. He brings in Ambria Lutz and Darlene Peterson for seniors Stacy and Tingy. Second free throw delivered and good, and that's how Manila picks up their first points. It's 15-1 Rich on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels offensively have it beyond the arc right now with McKee, who goes to Lamborn driving in, and she's hacked. Brittany Lamborn took a bounce pass at the elbow, made her way down the left-hand side, and drew contact as she went airborne. And now she takes a trip to the charity stripe. Brittany Lamborn yesterday had a great game. 7 points against the Lions and was just a menace defensively. Lamborn knocks down the first of 2 free throws. 16-1 Rebels on that station on main scoreboard. First points off the bench for the Rebels, as the second free throw is off the iron, but it looks like a lane violation on Manila. So Lamborn will get a chance to redeem that and shoot a third free throw. With 2:12 to go in the opening quarter. Free throw up and rolls in and out. Rebound, Manila. Schofield getting it out to Browning. Browning dribbling slowly across half court, then picks up her tempo as she goes to Coiford. Coiford now having it on the wing, moving it around the perimeter to Browning for a wing 3. That's off the back iron. Rebound, Lutz. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lutz going to McKee, who uses the glass to knock it in. Great pass, and Taylor McKee did the rest. It's 18-1 Rich. McKee picks up her first points of the quarter and the game, as Manila's got it at the elbow to Guyman, whose shot was a mixture of a pass and a shot. I can't confidently say which one it was, but nevertheless, it was tipped by the Rebels, so it's going to stick with Manila with a little under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter as J.C. Cornier checks out of the game for Dixie Huffaker. Entry pass was to an open Browning, who was fouled as she shot it, and she will shoot 2. That's actually, I beg your pardon, Cora Guyman. So Guyman to the charity stripe for the first time this afternoon. First free throw up and good. Moving the score to 18-2 Rich. Guyman's second free throw attempt awaiting us. It is up and good as well. So Guyman knocks down both free throws, making it an 18-3 ball game. Rebels offensively have it on the far wing with McKee, who goes inside to Peterson. Shot was unable to fall, and a rebound by Manila. Mustangs bring the ball across half court via Browning. Cannell Browning driving down the right-hand side. Ball went out of play, last touch by Manila. So it'll go over to the Rebels with 1:05 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Rich up by 15. McKee dribbling the ball across half court, dishes it out to Lutz. Lutz lofting it down low to Peterson, and then gets back to Ambry, who puts up a 3. That isn't going to go. A ball went out of play. Last touch by Huffaker. So it's Mustangs basketball with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. Browning taking the ball across half court. Taking her sweet time right now as she dishes it out to Draper on the far wing, down low to Kelly. Kelly in the corner, looking to pass to someone. She finds an open Guyman whose quick jumper rolls in and out. Rebound Rebels, under 30 seconds to play. Lamborn looking down low, had her pass tipped, but eventually fell to Lutz. Then there's Peterson pulling up from 15 feet. Offensive rebound by Huffaker. Second effort isn't going to go. Third effort rolls off the rim. Batted out to McKee beyond the arc for three. That's wide left. Another offensive rebound for the Rebels. Results in a blocked shot, and the Mustangs got it with 4 seconds. But Ambria Lutz forces a jump ball, and it's going to stick with Manila. But there's 3.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Inbound pass goes to Browning, 1 second, and I don't think she wants to get a shot off before the buzzer. I don't think she was aware that the clock was ticking down, but nevertheless, that's how the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Rebels leading 18-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard over the Manila Mustangs.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome into the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels kick things off with the basketball up by 15, 18-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They go to Peterson on the elbow, who kicks it out. And now it's McKee driving in, hit the deck, or at least the defender did. Shot didn't go. Rebound Mustangs. Manila getting the ball across half court with Cannell Browning. Browning going to Kelly on the far wing. Kelly guarded closely by Lutz, and the Mustangs get the ball out of traffic, and they get it down to Guyman, whose pass was taken away. A steal by McKee. Taylor dribbling inside the paint, handing it off to Huffaker, who traveled. Dixie Huffaker was trailing behind Taylor right at the elbow and moved her feet a little bit too much. And it's going to be Mustangs basketball with a little over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Rebels up 18-3. And just like that, Manila turns it over themselves. Pass was out of the reach of Kelly. Off her fingertips, out of play. Rebel basketball. Huffaker inbounding it now to McKee, who dribbles across the center court logo. McKee going to Lutz on the far wing. At the baseline, it went to Lamborn. Cross-court pass to Peterson. Bobbled it momentarily, but regains possession. Back over to Lutz on the wing, top of the arc right now with Taylor. TJ going to Peterson on the near wing at the baseline for Lamborn. Cutting Huffaker takes a pass, and then a cutting McKee was right behind her. She got her own miss, wrestled the ball loose, and kicks it out to Lutz for three. Off the rim. Rebound, who's got it? Went through the legs of someone and went to Peterson, who gets it out to Lutz, who dribbles down the right side and knocks it through. Ambria Lutz converting at what looked like a broken play potentially, and it's 20-3 Rebels. A little over 6 minutes to go and another turnover by Manila. Rebels have it offensively with McKee, who looks down low. Her pass was taken away. Mustangs force a turnover themselves. Browning dribbles down the right side into the far corner. Getting it out right now to Bambraw. Kate Bambraw guarded by Lamborn and gives it back to Browning. Under 6 minutes to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Browning directing traffic as she dribbles towards the center court logo and goes to Kelly for a perimeter shot that is going to be rebounded by an open Corford. And then her shot was tipped out of bounds, so it'll stick with Manila. Manila trying to find someone to inbound it to. Eventually, they find Kelly. Kelly passes to Browning on the far wing. 5.5 to play in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Rebels up by 17. And it looks like a foul on Huffaker will be assessed here after Kate Bambraw was making her way towards, oh, scratch that, it's gonna be on Manila. Moving screen. So forget what I just said, and it's Rebel basketball with 5:29 to go in the quarter. Rebels leading 20-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. McKee takes the inbound pass and dribbles across the timeline. Bounces it over to Lamborn on the near wing, and now it's moved over into the far corner with Peterson. She wanted to go to Huffaker, went off her fingertips, and the Manila Mustangs take it away. And as Bambraw was making her way up the court, she dribbled the ball off a toe of Lutz, and that ball just beelined itself out of bounds. So Mustangs basketball, they inbound it in front of the Rebel bench. Get it into Browning. Browning with plenty of separation between her and the defender. Finds Guyman at the elbow, gives it right back to Browning, who pulls up from just inside the free throw line. Rebound is jarred loose by Manila. Second effort is off the front iron. Rebound McKee. Taylor on a bit of a breakaway, 2-on-1, goes to Huffaker on the far side. She pulls up, shot doesn't go. Rebound Lutz, who brings the ball out beyond the perimeter. Ambria Lutz slowing things down with 5:40 to go in the second quarter. Over to McKee on the wing, inside to Huffaker. Her shot is too deep. Second effort by Peterson, count it, and one. Great job by Darlene Peterson, boxing out, picking up the board, and then doing enough to get the whistle and trying to make it a three-point play. 22-3. Rebels leading as Peterson's free throw is up and not going to go. Rebounded by Manila. Coach Lundgren getting prepared to bring all 5 starters back into the game as Manila has a pass swatted out of bounds. They'll hold on to possession. But a complete oil change right now as the Rebels bring in all 5 original starters. You've got both Corneas, Tingy, Weston, and Stacy. Browning moving it over to Draper in the far side. Down low, a block shot goes out of bounds. It'll stick with Manila. So the Mustangs to inbound it on the Rebel baseline with 4:11 to go in the first half. Inbound pass is taken away. Yes, Stacy's got it. Goes to an open Cornea, whose layup rolls off the rim, but rebounded by Tingy. Rebels slow things down and reset their offense with McKenna Stacy at the point. She passed to J.C. Cornea on the near wing. Inside to Weston. Her mid-range jumper is off the back iron, but it's retrieved by Taylor Cornea near the half-court line. And now it's back up top to Stacy. She pump fakes a three, dishes it out to Cornea on the baseline. Her shot doesn't go, but a second effort by Stacy does. 24-3 Rebels. Stacy up to 8 points in the first half, and it looks like Coach Pendleton will call time. With the Rebels leading by 21 and 3.5 to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter, we'll step aside for a quick break.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Rebels up by 21 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 3.5 to go in the first half. It's going to be Manila basketball here, and the Rebels offensively are just rolling. Stacy's got up to 8 points, and you've got Cornea with 5 of her own. Taylor Cornia's got 4. Shot was not going to go by Manila, and it's rebounded by Tingy. She gets it out to Stacy. Down low to an open JC, who misses and gets her own miss, and then she's fouled on the second chance, which will send her to the free throw line. So JC Cornia back to the charity stripe, where she spent a lot of the first quarter. Cornia's first free throw attempt is up and right down the middle. 25-3 Rich. A very quiet second quarter. The Rebels have scored 7 points, and the Mustangs still looking for their first points of the quarter. Second free throw off the front iron. Rebound Manila. Mustangs with Browning take the ball across the timeline. Immediately go to Kelly, who was swarmed by Tingy, and now it's moved across. And back to Kelly at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Browning for a long 3. It's rebounded by the Rebels, and it's back to Stacy. McKenna dribbles across half court. At the point, she'll slow things down and looks over to Cornia on the near wing. Cross court pass down low to Weston, and the Rebels with quick ball movement have Cornia pulling up from just beyond the block. Shot was missed, and then Weston's second chance was short. Here comes Manila. Browning getting it out to Draper. Draper pulling up from just inside the arc. Her pass was taken away, and here's Cornia down low, open, knocks down a layup. 27-3 Rebels. Browning taking the ball across half court. Goes to Kelly for a quick three-pointer. That's off the backboard, and it's rebounded by the Rebels with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Weston has it on the near wing. She bounces it over to Taylor Cornia, and it's moved over to Stacy for a corner 3. Off the rim, rebound Manila. Mustangs giving it over to Browning with a little over 90 seconds to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Browning's pass was right to the feet of Kelly, who dove to the ground to get it. Now she's got it at the free throw line. Kicks it out over to Draper on the far wing. Bambraw has it. Inside, entry pass denied. Rebels force a turnover, and they give it back to Stacy, who looks at Cornia, hands it off to Tingy. Great passing. Tingy's shot was just short, but the ball was last touched by Manila as it went out of bounds. So it's going to stick with the Rebels with 1:14 to go in the first half. Rebels leading 27-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. McKee, I beg your pardon, Weston at the block. Point blank miss, but a second effort falls from Tingy. Great tenacity by Sage Tingy to stick with it. And the lead has grown all the way out to 29-3 now, as Tingy picks up her first points of the game. Under 1 minute to go. Inbound pass goes to Browning from Manila. She finds Kelly, who launches a quick 3 off the back iron, rebounded by Weston. Passing it over to Stacy. Stacy dribbles across the timeline, right down the middle, feeds it inside to Tingy. Her shot was too deep. Mustangs rebound it with Browning, who brings the ball across half court, gets past one defender, picks up her dribble at the block, loses it, picked up by Cornia. 30 seconds and counting. Stacy picking up her speed, getting inside, dishing it out to Tingy, who misses there. And another Mustangs rebound will give him the ball with 20 seconds to go in the half. Browning has it now, guarded by Stacy. 15 seconds. Over to an open Draper. And Draper lost it, and it's picked up by Stacy. Weston launches a wing 3. That's off the iron. Gets her own miss. No, off her fingertips, out of play with 1.2 seconds to go in the first half. So Manila will have a quick catch and shoot here. At the buzzer, it is well short. So the first half in the books, and the Rebels all over the Mustangs. It's 29-3 after 16 minutes of play. We'll have our first half highlights, and we'll talk about Nathan Jessen, a very special Rebel who's in need of some help right now. And if I know the Rich County community, they're going to provide all the support they can give them. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot of great coverage coming your way, including a quick sneak peek of the boys matchup, which will come after the conclusion of the girls one. So don't go anywhere. We've got halftime show coming up right after this.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome back to Rich Eye, as it is halftime here between the Rebels and the Mustangs. And right now, we've got a very special halftime activity, to say the least. Fundraiser is a better term for it, going on in the court right now. It's a tortilla toss, so people are tossing tortillas to 3 circles on the court right now, trying to win prizes and ultimately raise money for a very special Rebel right now who needs some support. Nathan Jessen, who, as many of you may already know, is battling COVID right now and received some positive news today about the status of his health and his progress, but a long way to go still, so we need the Rich Rebel community to come together and help out freshman Nathan Jessen, a very, very special boy with lots of great and kind words being spoken about him by Principal Larson and just about everyone here at Rich High. All right, folks, let's talk about that first half a little bit, though. So, Rebels up 29-3. I mean, what do you want to be more proud of, the offense or the defense? Offensively, they're led by 8 points from Stacy and a handful of other key contributors, including Taylor Cornea, who came in with 6 points herself, along with J.C. Cornea. Off the bench, you saw Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee all go, and along with Darlene Peterson, all get a basket, and then there was Brittany Lamborn picking up a free throw. So the Rebels getting lots of opportunities offensively and spreading the ball, and another game where it may not be a very tough competition, so Coach Lundgren able to go to his bench a lot earlier and give them a lot more minutes. And those are some of our first half stats. We'll have our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph in the second half of our halftime show here. We've got about 6 minutes to go until the second half gets underway between Rich and Manila. And at the end of the game, don't go anywhere. We'll be just getting started with the boys game, and that's going to be a very competitive one between the Rebels and the Mustangs. Rich trying to fight for the best possible seed. Both teams are. But that's a Manila boys team that is up there in the RPI rankings, top 5, so very tough competition for Coach Cornea and company. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go in the halftime coverage here. We'll step aside for a quick break, and then we'll have some first half highlights right after this.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County.
Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Maryland Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
As the fundraising efforts continue for Nathan Jessen, I want to throw this on the screen right now. For all of you guys watching on mylocalradio.com, there is a long list and a proud list of Rebels supporting businesses, individuals, you name it. And so we want to highlight those right now. I can't read through them all because looking at the list right there, it's about a list of 30 to 40, maybe even 40 to 50 businesses, individuals, families, you name it. So we want to highlight those. We want to thank everyone for everything and everyone that they are doing to help out Nathan Jessen and continue the support along with not just today but every day going forward until we get him back in school. So that's the proud list of supporters for Nathan Jessen and a lot more who unfortunately I just don't have a list of to put on the screen, but to everyone out there, we thank you. All right, everyone, let's get back to the halftime coverage here and some Town of Randolph first half highlights. Let's start right in the beginning of the game. Rebels forced a number of Rich County steals and quickly turned it into points. Of the 29 points, the Rebels probably have generated roughly, I would say, 15 points off turnovers. McKenna Stacy, JC Corney got started early. Let's start right there. She had 5 first quarter points, and a lot of them coming at the free throw line. The first play of the game was off the tip. Corney slipped behind the defense, and Stacy with a half-court pass wide open to JC at the block, who did the rest. Other first half highlights, Taylor Corney with 6 points in the first half. I think that's a season high right there for Corney. So Taylor Corney having a great first half, and that's what you love to see as we get closer to postseason basketball. Those are some of our first half highlights brought to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, the board members, and the town clerk. All right, everyone, we got about 2 minutes to go until the third quarter gets underway. Rebels leading 29-3.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Welcome back to Rich High for the third quarter of coverage between the Rebels and the Manila Mustangs. And Manila starts the second half off with a quick three from Kelly. Second effort off the offensive glass didn't go, but there's a quick steal by Browning. Her shot goes off the back iron, and ultimately the Rebels come away with it. But good effort and hustle by Manila to start the third quarter. Meanwhile, it was Tingy driving down and going to Sage Tingy. Stacy driving down and going to Tingy. And the Rebels jump out to a 31-3 lead to kick off the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels have all 5 starters in right now. And Manila fighting down low, picking up a couple offensive rebounds and missing some point-blank shots. Now it's Browning from the elbow. That's off the back iron. And it's rebounded by Rich. Stacy chucks it down court to an open Tingy. No good. Ball batted out of play by Cornea, so it'll go with Manila. After that last Sage Tingy basket, the Rebel bench got really excited, as if it was a milestone basket. I'm not sure what it was, but it was Tingy's 4th point. All right, there's a miss by Manila, rebounded by Stacy. 6:45 to go in the third quarter. Stacy dribbles across the timeline. Rebels up by 28. Ball being moved along the perimeter now with Stacy with a hard pump fake. Kicks it out now to Weston, down low to Tingy at the block. Back out to Weston on the wing, and it's passed across to Cornea, who puts up a 3. That splashes home. No, foot was on the line. Call it 2. 33-30 though. And Taylor Cornea picking up her 8th point of the day. There's Kelly launching a 3. That's not going to fall. It's rebounded by Weston, who hands it right off to Stacy. Dribbles across the center court logo. Stacy going down low to Tingy. Shot rolled off the rim. Contact made, and a foul coming up for the Mustangs. And it's Sage Tingy shooting free throws from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. First foul for Manila in the second half. Second on Cora Guyman. And Sage Tingy takes a trip to the charity stripe as she knocks down the first free throw. 34-30. 34-3, I'm sorry. Second free throw is good as well. So Tingy up to 6 points so far today. Here's the Mustangs working on offense. It's with Kelly, a point 3. That's wide left. Rebound Rich. Stacy, quarterback heave down to an open Tingy, who lays it in. And Sage Tingy having a strong start to the second half in the Epic Recreation third quarter. It's 37-3 Rebels. Here's Kelly launching a wing 3. That falls. First point since the first quarter for Manila. It's 37-6 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Cornea looking for the free throw line, down low to Tingy. Ball was tipped out of bounds, and 5 substitutes coming in for the Rebels right now. We'll go through those names in a moment, but as Sage Tingy exits, she had 6 points and about 3 minutes of play, so excellent basketball from Sage. Rebels to inbound at Crawford Trough. Inbound play goes to McKee for a corner 3, which is too deep. Rebound, who's got it? Manila does. And the Mustangs get it across to Browning, who dribbles across the timeline. Lamborn, McKee, Peterson, Huffaker, and Lutz out on the court for Rich. A quick shot by Manila is off the front iron. They get the offensive rebound, and Schofield was tied up, and a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball called. So Rebel basketball with the arrow going their way. McKee takes the ball across half court. About 4 3/4 to go in the third frame. Rebels have it up top with Taylor. She takes a few dribbles inside, then kicks it out to Lutz, who wanted to go down low to Peterson, but the pass was too tall for Darlene. Out of play, Manila basketball. 37-6 Rebels. Browning dribbling across half court. Cannell with plenty of space between her and Lamborn. She goes to Draper on the far side. Draper in a jam, kicks it back out to Browning beyond the arc. Browning has her ball poked away. Great defense by Lamborn, but then a foul ensued. And it's going to be on Brittany Lamborn, who is known for what she's able to offer on the defensive half of the court. Her first foul, team's first of the second half. Browning looking at the elbow right now to Draper, who gives it right back to Browning. Browning to an open Kelly from the block, point blank miss, and rebound by Peterson. Here's McKee with it. Goes to Lutz for a long two-pointer, rattles it in. 39-6 Rich, as Ambria Lutz picks up her first points of the second half with about 3.5 to play in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Here is Kelly with it on the wing for Manila. Mustangs offensively move it over to Browning, who attacks the paint. Kicks it out into Schofield, ran into a block by Peterson. Good save by the Mustangs. Ball falls to Browning, fouled and one on her shot. Browning picked up the loose ball right in the middle of the paint, made her way towards the block, and that's where she was fouled, and she'll try to make it a three-point play. 39-8 Rebels. And to complete the three-point play, indeed she does. 30-point lead for the Rich Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. McKee takes the ball across half court. Taylor passing it to Darlene Peterson on the far wing. Moved over to Lutz and back to McKee. Beyond the circle. Down low to Huffaker. Wanted to go to Peterson. Two of them were not on the same page. Ball airmailed out of bounds, and it's going to go over to Manila with 3:09 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Remember, make your vacation an epic one to remember. Rentals in Bear Lake. Give them a call at 435-946-EPIC. Here's Kelly for Manila on the near wing. Goes towards the baseline. Went down low to Crawford, and her shot was short. Rebound McKee. Taylor passing it down court to Peterson. Ran out of real estate, and layup went to the bottom of the rim, but Rich got the offensive glass. Now it's with Huffaker at the block. Her shot's too deep. Second effort by Peterson draws contact, and she's going to shoot two. Darlene Peterson to the free throw line. Peterson today, just 2 points in the first quarter, as she misses the first free throw with 2:37 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Darlene's second free throw attempt is up and no good. Rebound Mustangs. Crawford brings it in and she gets it out to Browning. Cannell taking her time, dribbling across half court. Passing it over to Kelly on the far wing, who's guarded closely by McKee. Taylor not giving an inch. Ball comes loose for a moment. Picked up, who's got it? And McKee forces a steal, passing it down court to Peterson, who bobbled it for a moment. Overhead pass to Lutz, back over to Huffaker, who raised up with it, and shot was short. Ball went out of play, last touch by Manila. And Coach Lundgren calls time with 2:07 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. It's the Rebels up 40-9 on the station on main scoreboard.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to Rich High as the Rebels are leading the Mustangs 40 to 9 as we'll update our Station on Main scoreboard for all of you guys watching online. Talking about this third quarter for the Rebels, Sage Tingy in the first 3 minutes had 6 points, but Coach Lundgren with this big lead has opted to go to his bench players for what I would assume would be a vast majority of the rest of the game. If I've got to know Coach Lundgren, he likes to put the starters in to start each quarter, and I think that's about building a rhythm and repetition. But once the quarter is well in hand, he'll bring in his bench crew. Inbound pass for the Manila Mustangs go to Browning. Browning crosses half court with 2 minutes to go, and her pass goes through the fingertips of Kelly out of bounds, and it's going to be Rich basketball. Inbound pass for the Rebels goes to McKee. Guarded closely by Draper, and now McKee sits at the point as she passes to Lutz on the near wing. Ambria Lutz taking a couple dribbles up the block. And then the ball went out of play. It's going to stick with the Rebels. They'll have a Crawford-Trough inbound pass. Huffaker to inbound it now. She goes to Lutz, who kicks it in, then kicks it back out to Lutz for three. It's short. Second chance by Peterson goes. Great job by Darlene Peterson sticking with it and picking up a nice offensive rebound. 42-9 Rebels. Here is Manila working with Browning on the near wing. She goes towards the baseline, picks up her dribble, and a traffic jam, gets it out to Kelly, and it's moved over to Draper on the far wing. Draper has it poked away by McKee for a moment, but regains possession, and there's McKee continuing to be a thorn. Ball squirts loose, gets across half court, over and back is called. So it's Rebel basketball with Cassidy Grohl checking into the game now for Taylor McKee, and Huffaker Huffaker to inbound it. Dixie inbounds it to Lutz. A minute to go in the third quarter. Grohl has it on the near wing for the Rebels. Attacks the block, picks up her dribble, pass stolen away by Browning. Here's Browning on a 1-on-2. Puts up a nifty layup. It's too strong off the backboard. Rebound Draper, and she's called for a travel. With 46 seconds to go in the third quarter, it'll be the Rebels to inbound it beneath their own hoop. Inbound pass goes to Ambria Lutz. Lutz dribbles across the timeline, 40 seconds to play. Passes to Grohl on the near wing. Cross-court pass to Peterson, gets it back out to Grohl, except it was too strong, and Grohl dives into her own bench trying to save it. Unsuccessful, though, and it's going to be Manila basketball with about 30 seconds to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Inbound pass goes to Browning as she dribbles across the timeline. Move to the far corner, now down low to Guyman. Puts up a nice post move and knocks it in off the backboard. 42-11, Rebels leading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lutz has it at the top of the arc. Down low pass to Peterson. Kicks it out to Huffaker in the paint. Now on the wing with Grohl, 5 seconds. Lutz driving on the right side, floater short. Ball out of play, last touch by Manila. So it's Rebel basketball with 2.6 seconds to go in the quarter. Lutz inbound pass to Peterson, trying to get a shot off at the buzzer. And the buzzer sounds, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Shot was not successfully raised, and Rebels lead at 42-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we move into the final quarter here in Randolph.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Welcome into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. It's the Rebels leading 42-11 over the visiting Mustangs of Manila. And there's Huffaker just prying the ball loose from her opponent. Jump ball called, and it's going to go with the Rebels. Dixie Huffaker forces a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Cassidy Gould dribbles across the timeline, passes to Weston on the near wing, to Peterson at the free throw line, out to Lutz for a wing three. That's off the front iron, rebounded by Weston. Here's Grohl's attempt for a three-pointer. That's good. No, foot on the line, called it 2. Cassidy Grohl still picks up her first points of the game and pushes the lead out to 44-11. So for Grohl, had a couple of points a night ago in ICS. Now it's with, on the baseline, Crawford's shot is going to roll off the rim, and Rebels pick up the defensive board. They move it down the court to Grohl. Back out to Lutz beyond the arc, and she flips it over to Cassidy, who dribbles towards the point. Over to Lutz on the wing, down low to Huffaker at the block. Makes a move, ball moved back outside the arc, and now it's with Weston on the near wing, on the baseline, and pushed out to Weston for a long perimeter shot off the back iron. But there was a hungry Ambria Lutz charging in to get the offensive rebound, and Coach Lundgren loves seeing that. It's 46-11 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard with about 6.5 to go in the final quarter. Mustangs moving the ball beyond the arc, going to Browning, then inside right now, and it looks like it's going to be a travel. Indeed, a travel called on Guyman, the junior. So Rebel basketball with 6:24 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. That's Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, count on us to care. Weston with the Rebels has it on the near wing, down lower to the baseline with Grohl, takes a few dribbles and gives it back to Maddie. Lutz takes a pass and drives into the mid-range area, and now it's moved down the right-hand side of the court, and a cross-court pass to Grohl, who raises up a long shot. That's not going to go. It's rebounded by the Mustangs. Browning going down the right-hand side, and a bit of a jam in the corner, guarded closely by Grohl. She moves it way up top now to an open Schofield. Ball moved to the far corner, and a long two-pointer is going to roll in. Mustangs pick up their first points of the final quarter. It's now 46-13, Rich, with 5.5 to play in the fourth. Huffaker looking to Peterson on the other block, had her pass taken away, and here comes Manila. Mustangs with Browning bring the ball across half court. Kelly pulls up from just inside the arc. Her shot was short, rebound Dixie. Gets it out to Grohl. Grohl across half court, picks up her dribble, goes to Lutz immediately on the near wing. Ambria looks to the far corner to Peterson, and it's given all the way back to Ambria, who attacks the paint. A little bit of a Euro step, and in Utah you get called for a travel with that. Turnover, and it's going to be Manila basketball as Hattie Cornea checks in now for Ambria Lutz. With a little under 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Manila passing it inside now to Guyman, who races up a 12-foot shot, and that's not going to fall. And a foul is called as the Rebels picked up the rebound and were pushing it down the court. So the third foul from Manila this half, and the third on Cannell Browning. 46-13 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. Weston for the Rebels on the near wing, going to Cornea at the top of the arc, and now inside to Huffaker. Guarded closely, and jump ball called. Jump ball is on. Jump ball is going to go in the direction of Manila. Mustangs inbounding it to Browning. Under 4.5 to play in the final quarter. Browning getting a ball across half court, and it looks like Coach Pendleton will call time. With 4:23 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter, Rebels lead at 46-13.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Rebels all over Manila here in Randolph, 46-13. So I want to remind you guys, at the conclusion of this game, don't get off the couch. I mean, you can if you need to get a snack or refreshment, use the bathroom. But then about 12 minutes at the end of this fourth quarter, the boys' game will be getting underway. And those are two heavyweights going at it, as Manila and the Rebels both fighting for some seeding here, as those two sides are still very much up in the air as what they will have for a final seed going into the tournament. But first, we got 4 minutes and 23 seconds of basketball to wrap up here between the girls' side, as Manila starts with the basketball now. They go down to the baseline to an open Schofield. She fed it to Guyman, who is fouled on her way up, and free throws coming up for Cora Guyman. If you like today's matchup, I invite you to tune in tomorrow at the same time. Same teams, just different place. It will be the Rebels traveling to Manila, as Guyman's first free throw is off the front iron. But yeah, home and away series, kind of like what the Mountain West NCAA Conference was doing for basketball this year. And speaking with all four coaches involved here, and none of them expressed any memory of being in any situation like this, as Guyman missed the second free throw, and it was Grohl bringing the ball up the court for the Rebels. She passes to Corney on the far wing. Hattie dribbling up the arc and passing to Cassidy, who raises a long perimeter shot. Offensive rebound by Peterson, kicks it back out to Cassidy at the point. Grohl taking a quick pass over to Corney, who dribbles towards the top of the circle. Now it's Grohl raising a long two-pointer, and that's good. 48-13 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard, with a little under halfway to go in the final frame. Grohl picking up her 4th points of this fourth quarter. Down low, it's a quick shot and score from Kate Bambrough, and the Rebels lead it by 48-15 now. Rich offense working through Grohl at the point now. She goes over to Weston, down low to Huffaker at the block. Back out to Grohl. Cornea takes a pass and moves it down low to Peterson. Huffaker with a quick pass and shot from just inside the elbow is off target, but Rich collects the offensive rebound. Weston passing it down to Huffaker with a quick move. Shot was short, rebound Mustangs. They get it out to Browning. Cannell Browning dribbling towards the perimeter and passing it off to the far wing. And it's moved down low to Schofield. About 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Browning races a wing three. That's not going to fall. It's rebounded by Grohl. Cassidy Grohl looking to Weston at the block, and it rolls in off the glass. 50-15 Rich. As that was Maddie Weston picking up her first points of the day after getting the start. And there's Weston forcing a turnover. Rich County Government steal by Weston. She gets it out to a secure Huffaker, who passes it off to Grohl. Grohl going to Corney on the near wing. Back to Grohl at the top of the point. At Huffaker at the free throw line. Lost it momentarily. Fighting for the loose ball, and a jump ball is called with a hair over 2 minutes remaining. Coach Lunger making a couple more substitutions. He's going to bring in Ellie Argyle, a sophomore, along with Tylee Tingy, a fellow sophomore. It'll be a Crawford Trough inbound play for the Rebels beneath the Mustangs basket. Cornea to inbound it. Goes to an open Grohl on the corner. She passes it through the hands of Cornea to Peterson, who looked over to Argyle, and her 10-foot shot was too deep. Ball went out of play. No one touched it, so it'll stick with Manila now. Mustangs get the inbound pass over to Browning. Under 2 minutes to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Manila looking to Schofield and now down low to Guyman. Ball went off her hands. No, last touch by a Rebel, so possession will stick with the visitors. Manila trying to find an inbound pass, and they get it out to an open Draper. Draper at the top of the circle, hands it over to Browning, who dribbles down the right-hand side, guarded closely by Tingy. Inside to Draper at the free throw line. She pulls up from the elbow. Shot was short. Rebound Grohl. Under 90 seconds to play. Grohl facing a little bit of pressure. Now takes the ball across half court. She passes across to Corney and gives it back to Cassidy. And now over to Argyle on the far wing, who dribbles up the arc and pulls up from the free throw line and splashes it in. Ellie Argyle picks up her first points of the season, and it's 52-15. Minute to go in the game. Draper passing it beyond the arc, and now it's with Browning, who chucks up a three. That's going to go off the front iron. Rebound by Schofield. Gets it back out to Browning for another three. Another short shot. Rebounded by Peterson. 45 seconds to play. Argyle, Tiggy has it on the far wing. Takes a couple of dribbles towards the arc and gets it out to Cordy, and the Rebels look like they'll try to just run out the rest of this clock beyond the three-point line. Now it's actually Tingy driving in and kicking it out to Grohl. 25 seconds to play. Grohl passing it off to Cornea. Cornea goes to Argyle, or goes to Tingy, I beg your pardon, with 15 seconds. Rebels will try to pick up their fifth win, and they are 12 seconds away from doing so. Tingy has it, and 6 seconds left. Cornea taking a couple dribbles, and that will just about do it here from Rich County as the Rebels knock off the visiting Mustangs 52-15. Rich improving to 11-7, while Manila drops to 4-8. We're going to have a quick post-game show, and that will bring us into the pregame show for the boys matchup. So don't go anywhere. We'll have the complete recap of this one right after this.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Rebels knock off the Mustangs 52-15, and let's get into our post-game coverage of this one right now, starting with the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. The Rebels scored the first and last basket of the game and a lot in between. They jumped out to a strong start, taking a 15-0 lead over the visitors, and the first quarter would wrap up with the Rebels leading 18-3. Stacy had 6 points in that first quarter, followed by Cornea with 5. JC, that is. Then in the second quarter, the Rebels took their foot off the pedal a little bit and coasted into the half with a 29-3 advantage. At the end of the first half, it was Stacy leading all scorers with 8 points, followed by both Taylor and JC Cornea with 6. Third quarter, Rebels and Mustangs picked up their scoring a little bit. The Mustangs went from 3 to 11. By far the best quarter they played all night long, and going into the fourth, it was the Rebels leading 42-11, and then Rich put it in cruise control for the fourth frame, coasting to a 52-15 victory, and that right there is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and delicious meat. You can go visit them every day on Front Street in Evanston. I love my Jimmy John's sandwich. They have the nicest crew right there, so be sure to check out Jimmy John's in Evanston. All right, now time for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game, and it came for Rich on the first seconds of the game. Rich won the tip-off, and immediately, as if it was scripted, JC Cornea ran down the court, and there was McKenna Stacy for a half-court pass to an open, wide-open Cornea that is at the block, and a beautiful layup in. And that right there is our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Precision Family Dentistry at reasonable rates, caring comprehensive dental care. Call 307-789-8910 to schedule your appointment today. We've got about 8.5 minutes to go until the boys game tips off, so we're going to quickly wrap up the rest of our pregame coverage. We'll have our Auto Farm shot and play of the game now. So our Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership, shot of the game. Shot of the game, I think we had one T7 propane three-point shot, and I'm trying to remember who it came from. I think the foot may have been on the line, but we had a long three-point shot from Cassidy Grohl off the bench. Grohl had 4 points in the fourth quarter for the Rebels. Sage Chingy had some wonderful-looking shots as well in that third quarter, 6 points in 3 minutes to kick things off. So we'll have Cassidy Grohl for a long two-point shot to start the halfway through the fourth quarter as our Auto Farm Chevrolet shot of the game. As for the play of the game, we're going to go to JC Cornea, not on the first play of the game, but down low, early goings in the first quarter, doing a great job of drawing contact and completing some three-point plays after getting some and ones, and that's our Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Now time for the LSR refrigerated game adjustment. It's my favorite one. You guys know what it is already. No adjustment needed. Rebels dominated from the first whistle to the last. Game was never tied after the score was 0-0, and Rich just put down the Mustangs early and cruised to a beautiful 52-15 victory to make it 6 in a row and winning 9 out of their last 10. So no adjustment needed for the Rebels, but that's our LSR refrigerated game adjustment. Darren, Trisha, and the entire Wallentine family wish the Rebels good luck. We've got about 6.5-ish minutes to go until we get the boys matchup against Manila underway. So we're going to transition from the post-game show to the front of the book to the pre-game show for the boys game in just a few moments. Here we go. And just like that, welcome to the pregame show for the boys matchup. Welcome into our Gary Tusher pregame coverage of this one. And it looks like they may have put some more time on the clock, something like that. Yep, a little under 8 minutes to go until we get tip-off between Rich High boys and the Manila Mustangs. So what we'll do is we'll get into our pregame coverage for this one now, as we will dive into our scene set here. Let's set the scene for you guys watching and listening. And the scene set goes like this. Rebels 11-8 on the season, 3-2 in their region play. They are 7-3 here in Randolph, and they have not played their best offensive basketball the last couple games, and it's no secret that without Connor Greer, that would be an issue. And Greer right now dressed and looking like he's about to play, as he is with the captains meeting at the center court logo. So a great sight to see. Hopefully he's doing well. As for the visiting Mustangs, they come in with a very strong 15-4 overall record, 6-1 in region play. They're currently on a 6-game winning streak, and throughout this winning streak, they've won games by an average margin of 25-plus points per game. When they're on the road, they do not slow down one bit. They're 6-2 away from Manila. And that right there is our J-Bar Excavation scene set on the Gary Tusher pregame show. We've got more coverage coming your way in this pregame coverage. We're going to have our T7 Propane Coaches show. Right after this quick break, we'll hear from Rich High boys basketball head coach Lex Cornea.
Two of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tusher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. I'm now with Rich High boys basketball head coach Lex Cornea. Coach, 2 games this weekend, both against Manila. Back-to-back nights, one home, one away. Is that a first for you, or are you used to that with some experience in the Cowboy State?
I've never played a team back-to-back. I don't know. I think that's a fairly rare thing. But I don't know. I think it helps us in some ways. I think it hurts us in others. But these guys have been playing Manila since they were in 6th grade. You know, they know these kids. They're friends with a lot of them. And the fact that there's only a 24-hour turnaround between games, usually, there's a 15-day turnaround. It's 24 hours now. It's still just, 2 games at 32 minutes each.
Coach, you got a whole week to prepare for the Mustangs, as that's the only opponent with the Telos matchup on Thursday getting canceled. So is it just going to be a Mustang on the bottom of the court you guys are pounding a basketball on, or what's the routine going to look like with just one opponent this weekend?
Well, obviously we're only preparing for one team this weekend, but we're also preparing for other teams in future weekends. And, it's the most important team we have to prepare for is ourselves. And that's been true since day one, and it's true today. So, yeah, it's definitely a Manila focus, but we're also looking at ourselves. For us to achieve the goals we've set for ourselves, Manila's not the end game. They're a good team, and we need to play well this week. Seeding-wise, it's a very important week for us. Where a lot of the other teams in the state, they're not playing important games this week. I think their seeds are kind of set, where for us, there's a lot in the air. So I think guys are a little bit stressed, but at the same time, they've been playing this team for a long time. We know who they are. I think it's a great game for both communities, and we're excited to have them back-to-back. I think it'll be a fun weekend.
Coach, last time on the court, you guys played Wendover, and a tough loss at home. It felt like the Wildcats just had a little extra in the tank and were able to go 4 quarters as you guys kind of cooled off in the second half from perimeter shooting. Was that your takeaway as well?
We left the gym that night, I think all of us, players and coaches, fairly frustrated. Went back and watched the film, and I think we actually played very well. But you definitely could see a moment where I think we just kind of hit a wall. Legs and minds were just exhausted, both of them. And Wendover is not that way. So I'm proud of their effort. If we see that team again, which we hope to, because I think state championship, you're going to have to go through Wendover. Whoever wins it this year, I think Wendover's a team that'll be in that last group of 4 or 2. And I think we definitely learned some things. I think we learned. It was a 1-point game with 2:30 left in the third, and we played all of that game, but for 10 minutes. So if we can find another 10 minutes, we were obviously very tired. We've been doing some very brutal weekends. We were looking at just kind of our strength of schedule over the last 7 games compared to some of these other teams. Nobody's had a tougher string of 7 games than us. And I think you kind of saw that fatigue set in, but at the same time, we battled, and yeah, I hope to see that team again.
Coach, one final question for you. Health-wise, how's everyone looking on the team, and what is it looking like for maybe Connor Greer's return?
Well, he's tentative. he's going to try things out a little bit tonight. With the Telos game canceled, he buys himself an extra 24 hours. But at the same time, we don't know who's going to be on the floor for us with just quarantines and injuries. Like, you never know. And it could be your number called, and you have to be ready and prepared. I know he really wants to play, and these games are really important to us, and we'll try our best to be able to use him as best we can. But at the same time, I believe we've got more this season left after this. And his enthusiasm for getting back, we also need to, combine that with some caution as far as let's make sure when you come back the right way. So it's not it's not a question of desire. All these kids want to be on the floor. They want to be playing. I think they've really enjoyed this season. But at the same time, we need to be as smart as possible.
Coach, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you.
That is head coach Lex Cornea on the T7 Propane Coaches Show.
All right, everyone. It looks like we're getting closer to tip-off here, as there will be no national anthem before the boys tip off. But let's get quickly into our Laketown ledger right now as Principal Larson gets ready for the starting lineups. Rebels and Mustangs. Rich leads the series 26-8. However, Manila has won the last 4. That's their longest streak in the series history, so Manila has been a thorn for the Rebels' side the last couple of matchups. All right, starting lineup time for Manila. Starters Dalton Taylor, a senior, joined by Hunter Galley, another senior. Here is Kyler Hughes, a sophomore, and then Tuck Davis as well. And it's wrapped up with Cody Muir, a senior. That's the starting 5 for Manila. We'll reset our station on main scoreboard from the girls' game. Rebels starting 5, here we go. It is Truman Huffner out there, joined by Riley Taylor, then Logan Meerbrook, Jaden Grohl, and John Scott. So the big question everyone had was, what would be Connor Greer's role in this? And he is not part of the starting 5, but he was dressed and warming up, so I would estimate that he would be playing at least some minutes, but not part of the starting 5. Huge game coming up for the Rebels. Quickly, our Old Chicago Pizza and Logan pregame slice. Rebels wearing their white uniforms going from left to right. Manila in their dark black with red numbers and letters on the front and back going from right to left. Big size crowd here in Randolph tonight for this highly anticipated matchup between these two foes. And it looks like we are ready for tip-off between Rich and Manila. Huffner to tip it off for the Rebels. And he wins the tip back to Taylor. And here we go. To start things off, it's Taylor handing it off to Scott. Scott at the top of the arc, passing to Grohl on the near wing. Grohl taking a dribble, then giving it back to Meerbrook now. Inside, a cutting Scott takes a pass, uses the glass to put it through, and the Rebels take the lead. 2-0 to open up the scoring on the station on main scoreboard, thanks to John Scott. Mustangs offense has it on the near wing with Davis. Tuck Davis passing it over to Dalton Taylor, well beyond the circle, whistle blows. And it looks like it's going to be an off-ball foul. Did not see any collision, but it's on Riley Taylor, his first, team's first, with 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Inbound pass taken away. Meerbrook comes up with the steal. He gets it out to Huffner, who dribbles across the timeline. Truman wanting to go to his right, now passing to his left over to Scott on the far wing. Up top now with Taylor. Taylor yet to dribble, now he does so. Riley Taylor attacking inside the perimeter, pulling up and dishing it out to Grohl in the perimeter. And he gives it back out to Taylor, who goes inside and dishes it off to an open Meerbrook, and one. Great vision by Riley Taylor to draw the defender. And that opened up Logan Meerbrook at the block, who, a trailing defender, you know what that means. Often it leads to a foul, and the Rebels unable to complete the three-point play, but they lead at 4-0 with a little under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here is Taylor, a long three for Manila. That's off the front iron, rebounded by Scott. Bringing the ball across half court, goes to Grohl beyond the circle. He dribbles in, and another foul on Manila. A shooting foul will send Jaden Grohl to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. And the head coach for the Mustangs, Mike Hughes, unhappy with the officials, it appears, after his side has called for a couple quick fouls to open up the first quarter. Grohl's first free throw up and rolls off the back iron. And that is going to be foul number 2. They finally put it on the scoreboard. First foul for Dalton Taylor. One more free throw coming up for Grohl with 6:41 to go in the first quarter. Free throw up and not going to go. Rebound, Muir. Cody Muir handing it off and bringing the ball up the court is Kyler Hughes. Hughes going over to Gailey on the far wing. Gailey inside, cross-court pass, and a long three, too deep from Hughes, but a second chance on the offensive glass does go, and Manila's on the scoreboard. It's 4-2 Rich. Huffner passing it over to Grohl on the far wing for the Rebel offense. Inside now to Meerbrook at the elbow. He pulls up from 15 feet. Beautiful sinker. And it's 6-2 Rebels. And Logan Meerbrook's got 4 points early here in the first quarter with under 6 minutes to play. Hughes passing it up top now over to Davis. Beyond the arc, it's Taylor passing to Davis and over to Hughes on the near wing. Inside to Taylor, and a quick point-blank shot is missed by Gailey, but an offensive rebound will keep it alive, and then a collision just inside the free throw line will draw a foul on Rich. It's their second of the half. First on Jaden Grohl, and now for the first time in quite some time, Connor Greer checking into the game, getting a round of applause from the Rebel faithful. Greer hurting that left ankle a few weeks ago. Let's see how he's able to run and walk on it. Corner three from Manila is off the iron. Ball is pushed out of bounds. No, it's saved by the Mustangs. And they go all the way over to Mir, who drives in and pulls up from the free throw from the baseline just beyond the block. Shot was short. Rebound Rich. And here's Connor Greer for a quick three. That's off the iron. Rebound. And reeling it in there was Hughes. Kyler Hughes dribbling inside and then back outside the perimeter with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hughes passing it over to Davis for a three-pointer, and that's not going to go. That's Dalton Taylor, check that. Huffner to inbound it for the Rebels. Inbound pass, quarterback heave is a dicey one. It was a 50-50 ball between Meerbrook and a Mustang, and a foul is called on Manila. Oh, it's on Rich, actually. It's on Logan Meerbrook, his first, team's third. So the Mustangs have it on the Rebel half of the court right now with Kyler Hughes. Hughes moving it over to Taylor at the top of the key. He looks to Mir for a wing three, another missed three, and the Mustangs continue to shoot these three-point shots, and a jump ball called as Scott and it looked like Hunter Gailey were tied up for it. Arrows going Manila's way, so they'll hold on to possession with 4:41 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs to inbound it. Looking for a friendly face. They find one with Muir in the far wing, and it's moved to Hughes well beyond the arc. 4.5 to play in the first quarter. Manila attacking the baseline, pulling up their dribble, kicking out from Muir for three. Once again, they miss. Rebound Taylor. Gets it out to Greer, who dribbles across half court. Greer going to his left, picking up his dribble and passing it over to Huffner on the near wing. Huffner goes to Meerbrook and now passing it over to Greer, who attacks the baseline, puts up a free throw, hits the deck, and is that an offensive foul? I think it will be. Or just out of bounds, last touch by Rich. Yeah, just an out of bounds last touch by the Rebels, so no foul on Greer. Mustangs basketball, Rich leads 6-2 with 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Hughes dribbles the ball across half court for the Mustangs. He passed it off to Ashton Slaw, who just checked into the game. Entry pass was parachuted into the air by Huffner, went out of bounds, and it's Mustangs basketball. Oh, this is a missed call here. They're going to give it to Manila. Sorry, they're going to give it to Rich. I mean, that should be Mustangs basketball. It was touched by Huffner. I'm not sure what the referees, how they missed it, but here we go. So it is Rich basketball right now. Greer has it just inside the half-court line. He goes to Meerbrook at the top of the circle. Now Taylor kicking out to Greer, dribbles in the left side, passes it off to Meerbrook, over to Huffner for a wing three. Off the back iron, rebounded by Hughes. Bumped around, now dribbles across the timeline, gets inside the paint. He goes to the corner for three, and Davis too strong on the shot, rebound Rich. Little over 3 minutes to go. Rebels getting it in now to Taylor at the elbow. He hands it off to Huffner, who has a shot blocked from behind. Ball went out of play, and it's going to stick with the Rebels with 3 minutes to go. Rich leads 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the opening quarter. Greer to inbound it. Holding, looking, passing to Meerbrook beyond the arc. Moved over to Huffner on the far wing. He dribbles towards the point. Huffner lost his step. Ball's taken away. Here's Davis on a one-on-one. 360 layup goes off the front iron. Second effort's no good. Rebounded by Taylor. Rebels catch a break there, as that was a good look there for Manila. Meanwhile, it's Scott taking a cutting pass. His free throw layup is not going to fall. And then Greer forces a turnover in transition. Greer has it on the near wing right now for the Rebel offense with a little under 2.5 to play in the first quarter. Rebels leading by 4. Greer on the near wing, guarded closely by Slaw. Greer going towards the free throw line, then kicking out to Meerbrook well beyond the three-point line. Back to Connor, he draws contact, he's fouled. Foul number 3 for the Mustangs here in the first half. And the first foul on Ashton Slaw, who came off the bench. And Cody Meir checks back into the game. Huffner to inbound. He goes to Scott in the near corner. Now inside to Taylor, working on the baseline, kicking it way up top to Greer. Pump fake to 3, dribbles in, and he passes off to Meerbrook in the corner, and a travel. So it's going to be Mustangs basketball with a little over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, in what's been a defensive battle so far, one that we did not expect with two high offenses colliding. Here's Kyler Hughes going down low to an open Collette, who has a shot blocked. Here's Scott with it in transition for the Rebels, slowing things down beyond the arc. Taylor attacking the paint. Bounce pass to an open Meerbrook, who uses the window to put it through. 8-2 Rebels, as Logan Meerbrook has 6 points in the first quarter. Greer getting involved defensively, jarring the ball loose, knocking out a play. And Manila will inbound in front of the Rebel bench. Hayden Meek checks in for the Rebels, taking out John Scott. With a little under 90 seconds to go in the first quarter, Rebels up by 6. Inbound pass goes to Kyler Hughes. He stands well beyond the top of the arc. Passing it over to the near side for Dalton Taylor, and moved back up top to Tuck Davis. Hughes on the far wing. Passing it up top to Slaw and back over to Davis on the near wing. A little over a minute to go in the first quarter. Mustangs trying to run off some clock, it appears. In the corner with Davis, fed inside to Taylor, kicked out to Slaw for 3. That's short, rebound. Loose ball, who's got it? And it went to Manila for a second, then the referee blew his whistle, and he's gonna call a foul on Hayden Meek on the loose ball there. It's the Rebels' 4th of the first half, first for Meek. 55 seconds to go in the first half. An entry pass or inbound pass was tipped and passed around for a second, eventually went off a Mustang leg, and it's Rebel basketball. 50 seconds. Huffner dribbling across the timeline, getting into the paint, wanted to go to Taylor, kind of lost it as he was beginning to pass. Lucky for him, touched a Mustang, went out of play, and we will have a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play for the Rebels beneath the Mustangs basket. Inbound pass goes to Taylor at the block. Looking to get out to it, goes to Meek, pulls up from 13 feet. Offensive rebound after the miss by Meerbrook. Second effort's too deep. Rebound by Taylor. He goes up with it, shakes off a defender. What a beautiful move by Riley Taylor. And it's 10-2 Rebels. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rebels leading by 8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hughes driving in, then kicking out to Slaw. He's got it on the far wing. Slaw going down to Muir in the corner, the two playing pass and catch. At the elbow, it's Davis. Wanted to go through the legs of Taylor, hit his legs, travel called, and it's Rebel basketball. With 6.8 seconds to go in the first quarter, Rich to inbound it, facing a full court press. Inbound pass goes to Taylor. 5 seconds, Taylor's got to get across half court. 3 seconds, 2 at the buzzer, well short. Three-pointer doesn't fall, but the Rebels, a lot to be proud of, holding the Mustangs to just 2 points through 8 minutes here at Rich, leading by 8.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
After 8 minutes of basketball, it's the Rebels leading 10-2 over Manila. And what's been a very defensive-minded game so far. And let's see if these two teams kind of click into a rhythm and maybe figure each other out a little bit. We're into the Stacy's Repair second quarter, and the Rebels will start with the basketball. It's going to be an inbound pass from Meek. He goes to Taylor on their half the court, and Riley dribbles the ball across half court. Taylor picks up his dribble and hands it off to Meek, standing near the center court logo. Meek dribbling towards his left a little bit, now passing to Greer on the near wing. Connor Greer did not start tonight, but is returning from injury after a bit of a lengthy absence, has his pass taken away. Here's Taylor on the transition layup, and he knocks it through. Quick start for Manila. They trail by 6. It's 10-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 7.5 to go in the first half. Taylor picks up his dribble at the block, rises up and knocks it in. Good response from the Rebels. It's 12-4 Rich. Taylor picking up his 4th points of the game. On the other end, it's Tuck Davis looking down low. Muir is hook shot can't go. And then he's called for a foul. 4th foul from Manila this half. First for Cody Muir. And Meek to inbound it on the Rebel half of the court. He gets it out and into Taylor, who dribbles across the timeline. Taylor manning the point guard spot, something he doesn't do often, so he gives it over to Meek, who rushes in to help. Meek looks inside now to Meerbrook, just inside the arc, who pulls up from a long 2-point shot, too deep. Rebound Manila. Mustangs looking inside. Pass was too tall for Hughes, over the head of him, and it's going to be Rebel basketball with 6:43 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels leading 12-4. Inbound pass goes to Scott. He dribbles down the sideline, crossing half court now, and passing it off to Meerbrook, well beyond the arc, who flips it over to Greer. Greer with time, looks to Meerbrook at the elbow. Gets it back out to Greer for three. Too deep, rebound, Manila. Taylor dribbles across half court. Passes it across to Hughes. Back over to Taylor for a wing three. That's off the front iron. Rebound, loose ball. Manila's got a second opportunity, goes. 12-6 Rebels with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Greer dribbling down the court, putting it to the belly of Meerbrook, who rises up, gets his own miss. Second chance doesn't go. Third opportunity, that is 14-6. And Logan Meerbrook is having an offense of explosion. He's got 8 points, a little over half for the Rebels so far. Here's a corner three from the Mustangs, way too deep, goes right to Greer. 5.5 to play in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Connor Greer dribbling around and passing it off to Scott on the far wing. Scott using a screen, makes his way into the paint, puts up a floater and a perfect 1-2. 16-6 Rebels, they lead by 10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And that's enough for Coach Mike Hughes to call time for the Mustangs. With 5:12 to go in the first half, it's Rich leading by 10.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Welcome back with the Rebels leading 16-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We've got a little over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and it's going to be Mustangs basketball after they call timeout. Tuck Davis to inbound it. He gets it in to the sophomore Kyler Hughes. Hughes dribbling across half court. He goes to Taylor at the top of the arc now, who passing it along the perimeter. Mustangs offense has been shut down so far, 6 points, and we're halfway through the second quarter. Inside now to Taylor, throws it out to Hughes for a wing three, and they finally get their first 3-point shot after Kyler Hughes buries a triple. It's 16-9 Rebels. I gotta imagine Manila was about 0 for 7-ish entering that three-pointer right there. Huffner offensively is called for a travel down low. Truman Huffner just checked in, by the way, for Connor Greer, along with Jaden Grohl coming in for Meek. 4.5 to play. Mustangs have it. They're down 7. Hughes taking the ball across the center court logo. Goes to Taylor on the near wing. Up top to Muir. Muir getting it down low, and Manila content with keeping the ball on the perimeter of the Rebel defense right now. Davis goes over to Hughes on the far wing. Now inside to Muir. He goes up and banks it in. 16-11, a quick 5-0 run for Manila after the timeout was called. Under 4 minutes to play in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Grohl rises up from inside the free throw line. Shot ricocheted out and went on a play. Last touch by Rich. They're going to call a foul on Jaden Grohl, actually. That's going to be the Rebels' 5th of the half. Grohl's second, and Meerbrook and Greer will check back into the game for Grohl and Taylor. Mustangs basketball trailing 16-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Muir nearly had it stolen away, went off the knee of Connor Greer, and he tried to collect that basketball as it made its way towards the Rebel bench. Mustangs have it. They inbound it to Ashton Slaw. Sophomore turns it over. Here's Greer, who coughed it up himself. Gives it right back to Slaw. So the two exchange turnovers to to themselves. Here's Davis with it, swinging it across and driving in and knocking down the floaters, Davis. And it's a 7-0 run now for Manila. They trail by 3 at 16-13 with 3:15 and counting to go in the first half. Huffner with the Rebels in the corner, inside to Taylor, kicks out to Correa, who just checked in. Meerbrook, I beg your pardon, Huffner dribbling in, pulling up from the baseline, shots off target, rebound Mustangs. Manila handing out to Slaw, who dribbles across half court. He goes to Taylor on the near wing. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Rebels up by 3. Ashton Slaw dribbling to the far wing, going into the corner now for Taylor. And Taylor dribbling out of traffic. Pass was poked away by Meerbrook. Loose ball, who's got it? Both sides fighting for it. And it looks like Manila had it, enough for Coach Hughes to call time and bail out his players. 2.5 to play in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Rebels leading by 3, but Manila threatening as of late.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
16-13 lead for the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard with 2:32 to go in the first half. It's Mustangs basketball. They will inbound it right in front of Rich's student section. Manila receiving the ball from the official, and inbound pass goes to Hughes. The sophomore standing near the center court logo, guarded by Scott, goes down the right side, and a charge on Hughes. Great job by the Rebels, and Meerbrook taking the contact and picking up a foul for the Mustangs as Hughes, his first, team's 5th. Meerbrook takes the inbound pass and dribbles across half court. Hands it off to Huffner. Truman going down the left side. Now he picks up his dribble and feeds it into Greer, who goes inside the arc, looks to Meerbrook. Reverse layup isn't going to go. Second effort by Taylor is. Great offensive rebound by Taylor, and Rebels snap a 7-0 run by the Mustangs. They lead it back to 5, 18-13 Rich. Entry pass for Manila taken away. Meerbrook has it for the Rebels with about 1:45 to go in the first half. Huffner manning the point guard spot, standing in the center court logo. He goes to Greer on the near wing. Connor dribbling with the screen into the paint, dishing it out to Huffner, who puts up a floater, gets his own miss. Second chance opportunity's no good, and the ball is retrieved by Meerbrook before going out of play. So Rich will slow things down with about 1:15 to go in the first half. Here's Scott looking inside to Taylor. He lost it on his way up. Mustangs have it. They get it to Slaw. Slaw hands it off to Muir, who gives it right back to him. A minute to go in the first half. Rebels up by 5. Mustangs on offense, going to the top of the key with Davis. They move it along the perimeter over to Slaw at the point. He dribbles towards the left elbow and then kicks it out to Davis. Davis working beneath the basket. Corner 3 from Taylor. That's not going to go. It's rebounded by the Rebels. And 40 seconds to go in the first half. And Rich slowing things down now as Huffner crosses half court. Truman Huffner passes to Connor Greer on the near wing. Greer goes to Taylor at the free throw line. Taylor taking a few dribbles, posting up, kicking it out to Huffner beyond the arc. 20 seconds to play. To Meerbrook in the corner. He looks up top to Greer, 15 seconds. Greer beyond the arc, dribbles down the left side. 10 seconds, posts up, buries a quick jumper. 20-13, and Connor Greer's got his first points of the day. 3 seconds. Taylor at the buzzer. Layup rolls in. Count it. And Manila closes the gap going into the half. After 16 minutes of basketball in Randolph, it's a close one between the Rebels and the Mustangs. Rich leading by 5. Don't go anywhere. We will have our Crawford Trough halftime show. Our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, and a special announcement about a very special Rich High freshman. So that's coming up right after this.
Okay, once again, we're going to do some work for field.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. History from the gangsters of the past like Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Bonnie and Clyde are at the Legal Tender restaurant located inside the Best Western Dunmar Inn. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the motel. During his FBI career, Dub worked with many other famous agents like Elliot Ness and Sam Calley to take the criminals down. From the names on the menu to the nostalgia on the walls, notorious figures from the 1920s are all around. Come and enjoy a delicious meal surrounded by history today at the Legal Tender restaurant, 1601 Harrison Drive, Evanston.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome to our halftime coverage of this one, and we've got a great fundraiser going on the court right now, and we're going to get right into that. For Nathan Jessen, who is battling COVID-19 right now and is looking like he is on the way up health-wise, and so we want to give a big thank you to all of these supporting businesses, organizations, individuals, families, and more, as the Rich County Community and School District is raising money for Nathan. So we appreciate everyone and all their support for such a great, bright, young individual in Nathan Jessen. All right, everyone, let's get into our halftime coverage now. The Crawford Trough halftime show, the place to eat and drink. It's a dogfight. Rebels leading 20-15 over the Manila Mustangs. And talking about the first half stats and highlights, the big thing for Manila was this was a team that prided themselves on their guard play and their perimeter shooting. And if you take that away, they're going to struggle. And guess what happened? Exactly that. Manila just 1 3-point shot in the first half. They probably went for 1 for 8 from beyond the arc. So if you're the Rebels right now, you've got them just where you want them. But you can't be content, because the law of averages will tell you Manila will shoot better in the second half, and they'll start to pick up more three-pointers. You don't want to rely on them staying cold all game long. That is a risky game to play. First half stats now, we got Logan Meerbrook leading the Rich Rebels with 8 points in that first half, followed by Riley Taylor with 6. John Scott's got 4. And Connor Greer, who's making his first appearance in a handful of games, he's got 2. So the Rebels doing a lot of damage down low, with Meerbrook and Taylor having a lot of success that way. The only thing is you don't want to be one-dimensional. You don't want Manila to know, hey, if we just remove that aspect of their game, they're going to be in a jam. So a big thing to keep an eye on for in the second half is, will the Rebels be able to pick up some success when shooting from deep? All right, folks, we're in our Crawford Trough halftime show. We got about 5.5 minutes to go until the third quarter gets underway. And we will take a quick break. When we return, we're going to have some first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph. So that's coming up right after this. Rebels up 5 over Manila.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Rebels leading by 5 at the half here. Welcome back to the Crawford Trough halftime show. Let's get into some of our first half highlights presented to you by the town of Randolph. Rebels got off to a really strong start in this game, and those highlights came from Logan Meerbrook. He had 6 points in the first quarter, doing a lot of work down low. Unfortunately, I don't have my usual statistician Rob Leifson with me tonight, as he is over at the middle school cheering on his son. So how about we all wish the Leifson family a big good luck, and the rest of the Rich middle school basketball team right now, as they are battling Big Piney and Pinedale from the Cowboy State. All right, other first half highlights though, like I was mentioning, how about Connor Greer? Just the competitiveness and the grit and strength to come back from a pretty tough ankle injury, what it looks like to me, and be out there and dogging it away and competing at a high level. So a big, big highlight right there to see Connor Greer. I don't know if he's coming back too soon. I don't have his ankle, so I don't know what it feels like. But I can tell you what, an ankle sprain is not a quick, easy, 1 week ice on it fix. It can be grueling. So big, big props to Connor Greer for battling and competing out there right now. Other first half highlights, we had John Scott doing what John Scott does so well, and that is being a threat from everywhere on the court. He had a nice, beautiful floater inside. He showed off his perimeter shooting. John Scott, if you're guarding him, you don't know what he's going to do, and that's what makes him so dangerous. Those are some of our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, Lynn Weston, board member Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and the town clerk, Lena Peer. Rebel fans, we got about 3+ minutes to go in the halftime coverage, and then it'll be time for the Epic Recreation third quarter. We'll step aside for our final break, and before you know it, the final, potentially final 16 minutes of basketball. Rebels leading the Mustangs 20-15.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Let's throw on our Bear Lake Realty fan cam as Gary McKee from Bear Lake Realty shows off a lot of the great Rebel fans in attendance tonight for the regular season home finale. Should have mentioned that earlier. This is the final game. Can you believe that? It feels like yesterday the girls were battling Altamont in December and the boys were just casually in triple overtime against Telos. But the season's gone by just like that, as it tends to do. And here's our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. You can call Gary McKee at 435-946-8888 or visit bearlakerealty.com. All right, everyone, we are ready for the Epic Recreation third quarter just about now. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. You can give them a call at 435-946-EPIC. Mustangs start with the basketball to begin the second half, and quickly it's John Scott poking a pass out of play. Mustangs hold on to possession. They get the inbound to Hughes. Hughes goes to Davis on the near wing. Davis passing it further into the corner where Hughes ran to it. Manila moving the ball around the perimeter right now. We know they like to shoot the three ball. Only one three-pointer in the first half, and that's why they're trailing. Three-pointer there is off target, rebounded by Huffner. Truman Huffner dribbles across half court. Goes towards his right. Truman attacking down the sideline, now pulls inside, has his shot blocked from behind. Scott scooped up the basketball and gave it over to Taylor. Taylor passing to Huffner on the near wing. Takes a dribble towards his right. And now picks it up and looks to Scott at the point. Scott and the Rebels trying to find some space. Here's Taylor for three. That rolls in and out. Rebound, Grohl on the offensive glass. Foul called on Jaden Grohl. And I don't know, folks. I'm not one to argue with referees. That's not who I am. But that was a questionable call. Nevertheless, the third foul on Grohl and the first foul for the Rebels this half. Mustangs working on offense in the corner with Hughes. They go inside, shot denied. And Davis gets his own miss, and there's Huffner stealing it right out of his paws. Huffner dribbles across half court. He goes down the left towards the baseline, puts the ball away in a travel. Easy call for the officials. And it's going to be Manila basketball. No score still, no scoring yet here in the third quarter. Rebels leading 20-15 with 6.5 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Inside to Taylor. He looks to Mir. Another block. A miss there by Mir on a second chance. Goes up and he's fouled. Jump ball. Jump ball. I've never been so happy to be wrong. A jump ball, and it's Rebel basketball. Rich to inbound it, facing a full court press. Huffner looking for a friendly face, and that face is Meerbrook who greets the ball and then passes it across to Taylor, who dribbles over half court. Taylor dribbling just beyond the arc. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Rebels leading by 5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Grohl moving it up top to Meerbrook at the top of the circle. A cutting Scott takes a pass in the paint. His floater's short. Taylor gets the miss at the block in traffic, and a foul on Hughes, who knocked the ball loose but apparently got a little bit of arm with it. Rebels up 20-15. Both sides looking for any score here in the third quarter, as Connor Greer will check in now for Jaden Grohl. Inbound pass goes to Taylor, and it's moved up top to Greer and across to Huffner. Now it's Scott on the far wing. Scott's entry pass to Meerbrook taken away, and a foul on Scott as he was trying to make up for his mistake. Instead, he's charged with a penalty. And that's his first, team second of the half. Inbound pass goes to Hughes. Kyler Hughes dribbling across half court. He passes it across to Hunter Galley. Inside, entry pass denied by the Rebels, and the Mustangs pick up the loose ball, and they will restart their offense through Davis. But Taylor handing it off to Murray, inside to Muir, and behind him was Meerbrook, who got a piece of that hand as Muir was going up to shoot it. Shot was no good, but Cody Muir to the free throw line, and that's the second foul for Logan Meerbrook, team's third of the half. Muir trying to end the deadlock in the second half, and he does so with the made free throw. 4-point game, 2016. The closest the game has been, besides when it was 2-0, was a 3-point deficit for Manila. And they make it there with 2 straight free throws from Muir. It's 20-17 Rich. Huffner dribbles across the timeline, gets inside the perimeter, picks up his dribble at the free throw line, and throws it out to Taylor on the far wing. About 5 minutes to play in the Epic Recreation third. Scott takes a handoff from Taylor well beyond the three-point line. Goes to Greer on the near wing. Greer looks to the corner for Scott, who goes to Meerbrook at the block, kicks it out to an open Huffner. Long mid-ranger, that falls. 22-17, and Truman Huffner picks up the first points of the second half for the Rebels and his first of the day. About 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Manila has at the top of the arc with Muir. He raises for a three-pointer. That's off the back iron. Rebound Rich. Taylor reels it in, gets it out to Huffner. Huffner strolls across half court. Rebels leading by 5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Truman goes down low, pass poked away. Manila forces a turnover. They go up court with it, and a pass was too deep, and Rich comes right back with it. Here comes Huffner. Has the ball poked away from a trailing defender, and a couple of back-to-back turnovers results with Manila having possession right now and drastically slowing things down. Muir standing on the far wing goes to Hughes in the corner. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Rebels up 5. Mustangs offensively have it with Taylor on the far wing. He goes in and out of the paint. And Manila content with passing the ball along the perimeter. Now Hughes drives in. Layup is no good. Rebound Huffner. Points are coming at a premium in this game. Huffner dribbles across half court. He goes to the far wing, picks up his dribble, and goes to Meerbrook inside the three-point line. His entry pass taken away. Back-to-back turnovers for the Rebels, actually on the last 3 possessions now. Here is Manila. Layup attempt inside from Taylor, falls. And Coach Cornea calls time. Rebels lead by 3. It's 22-19 with a little over 3 minutes to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
The gap has closed between these two sides.
The big difference.
The gap has closed between these two sides. The Rebels lead by 3 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So far, Rich's offense through 5 minutes in this second half has produced just 2 points, coming from Truman Huffner on a mid-range shot. And Coach Courtney called time, trying to game plan a little bit as the Mustangs have this sense about them that they are just waiting to explode offensively. They're getting good shots and good looks, just not falling. And so then you beg the question, is it just one of those nights, or will they heat up in the fourth quarter? Let's wait and find out. Inbound pass goes to Scott. Scott gives it back to Huffner, who lost it for a second. Facing a full court press, gives it over to Scott, back over to Huffner, across the timeline now by passing to Taylor. John Scott at the free throw line, giving it back out to Taylor. Down low to Greer, and Greer lays it in traffic. Great job by Connor Greer with a lot of pressure around him. And the Rebels push their lead back to 5. It's 24-19. Greer with 4 points today, coming off the bench in his first game back in a handful of matches. Here are the Mustangs. They move it up top right now to Slaw. Slaw on the near wing, guarded by Huffner, and goes down low to Davis. Davis gives it back to Ashton Slaw. Manila moving along the perimeter, now inside to Taylor, and a cutting Davis laid it in for Manila to respond, and it's 24-21. Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. 2 minutes to play in the Epic Recreation third quarter, as Huffner was driving towards the basket, drew some contact, and it's going to be a foul on Manila. That'll be their second of the half, and the first on Tuck Davis. Exactly 2 minutes remain in the third quarter. Rebels with a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play, down low to Taylor. Uses the glass to his advantage, lays it in, and it's 26-21, Rebels leading by 5. 6 points in the third quarter so far for Rich. Manila turns it over offensively. Here is Scott. Bounce pass to Huffner at the block. Huffner goes up with it after evading a few defenders. Shot's no good, rebounded by Manila. Under 90 seconds to play. Three-pointer from Hughes, that's too deep. Offensive rebound though by Davis. At the elbow, kicks it out to Mir, who drives in himself. Goes up strong, and one, no charge! What a job by Riley Taylor, standing in there, taking contact on a huge charge there. What could have been a three-point play potentially turns into foul number 3 for Cody Muir. The third foul of the half for the Mustangs, and with 1:15, it'll be the Rebels to inbound it on their half the court, facing a full court press. Inbound pass goes to Meerbrook, who just checked into the game. Meerbrook lost it for a moment. Ball went out of play, and it's going to go with Manila. Looked like Meerbrook slipped, and then the ball just got away from him. So Manila to inbound it now to Hughes. Just over a minute to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Hughes has it at the top of the arc. Pass it over to Slaw. Gives it back to Kyler Hughes. Over to Slaw on the far wing. In the corner, and Manila passing the ball along the perimeter. Davis pump fakes a 3 from the corner. Wraps it around to Slaw for 3. Not going to go. Rebounded by Meerbrook. 45 seconds. Greer dribbling the ball across half court for Rich. Greer pulling up from the free throw line. Shots off the rim. Rebound by Meerbrook. Kicks it out to Scott. Scott attacks the baseline. Gets it out to Taylor. Taylor at the elbow at 30 seconds. Goes towards his right. Bounce pass out of the zone to Greer with 25 seconds. Rebels up by 5. 20 seconds. Scott on the near wing with it. Entry pass goes to Meerbrook. Shot was short. Tried to get his own miss. Ball went out of play. Last touch by Rich. And with 14.4 seconds to go in the third quarter, it'll be Manila to inbound it, trailing by 5, and potentially will have the last shot. Hughes dribbles across half court. Wraps it over to Slaw on the near wing. 5 seconds. Inside to the block to Taylor. Went up and one. Taylor found a cutting Hughes, I beg your pardon, found a cutting Galley on the opposite block, who was fouled, and now he's got a chance to make it a 2-point game entering the fourth quarter. It's 26-23, awaiting the 3-point play potentially as the free throw is coming up for Gailey. Free throw up, no good. Rebound, Taylor, and that's gonna do it for the third quarter. Rebels, Mustangs, going into the fourth quarter, separated by just 3 points.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Rebels lead 26-23 entering the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. And a very exciting and crucial matchup against the Manila Mustangs. Both sides fighting tooth and nail to improve their RPI stock and get the best possible seed entering the postseason. Mustangs will start with the basketball to begin what could be the final quarter. And Manila turns it over just like that. Pass stolen away, a Rich County government steal. Greer dribbling the ball up the court with plenty of space between him and the defender. Across the timeline, goes towards the baseline and lays it in. Great job, Connor Greer. 28-23. Rebels push their lead back to 5. Greer has 6 points in the game so far, but Manila with a quick backdoor pass. Wide open look, and they respond with 2 points of their own. Back to a 3-point game. It's 28-25 Rebels with a little over 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Huffner at the baseline in a jam, picks up his dribble and pass over the head of Meerbrook. Mustangs take it away. They throw it down the court to Hughes. Hughes looks to Davis, shot denied. Last touch by Manila, Rebel basketball. I'm not sure how much I agree with that call, but the Rebels benefit from it. And the inbound pass goes to Taylor. And Coach Cornea calls time. Rebels leading by 3 on the Station on Main scoreboard with just under 7 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Three-point game, Rebels leading Manila at home with a little under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And Connor Greer has provided a lot of sparks for this Rebel offense, in which turned out to be a game of possessions. And what I mean there is there's not one to spare. In a close game like this where the defenses are dominating and the offense is more or less just failing to pick up traction, you can't waste a single possession. Rebels will start. They'll have an inbound pass in front of their own student section. Scott with the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. He goes to Huffner near the half-court line. Huffner dribbles towards his left and passes to Scott. Now inside to Taylor. He fumbled it for a moment. And a foul going to be called here on Riley Taylor. That's his second, team's fifth of the second half. No one in serious foul trouble, by the way. Keep that in mind. But let's see if the plot thickens and that picks up. Mustangs offensively moving it around the perimeter. Now inside to Taylor. Flip it over to Mir. His shot is too deep. It's rebounded by Taylor. And Manila fouls on the rebound attempt. With 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter, a foul on the Mustangs. And that's the fourth foul on Cody Mir. So just as I said, no one's in serious foul trouble. Cody Mir, one of the starters and one of the more important offensive players, has 4. And as I was talking, Truman Huffner, a 5-second violation. So it's Manila. Was a timeout called? Okay, so Coach Cornea bails out Truman Huffner with a timeout called. And so no 5-second violation. We'll take a quick break. Rebels still up 3, 6.5 to go in the fourth.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Rebels leading 28-25 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to have an inbound play here for Rich. And this time, no full court press, so an easy one for Truman, who goes into John Scott, who gives it right back to Huffner. Huffner across the timeline, giving it over to Scott on the far wing. Defenses are tightening up here. Taylor has at the top of the arc for Rich. He goes to Greer on the far wing. Greer dribbling inside towards the paint at the free throw line and dishes it out to Huffner, who loses it on his way inside the perimeter. Poked out a play, last touch by Manila, so it'll stick with Rich. Scott inbounding it now to Taylor on the near wing. 6 minutes to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Rebels up 3. Greer pulling up from 3. Too deep off the back iron. Rebound Mustangs, and they take their time dribbling across half court. It's with the sophomore Kyler Hughes. Hughes looks in the corner. A corner 3 from Davis off the front iron. Gets out of play. Last touch by Davis. And so it's going to be Rebel basketball. Huffner inbounding it here. Going to Scott, who lost it. Turnover. Hughes forces the issue. Goes to Slaw. And Manila backs all the way out beyond the perimeter and will set up their offense with under 5.5 to go in the game. Slaw moving the ball in the corner for Davis. Back up to Slaw near the half-court logo, and Mustangs keeping the ball well beyond the arc here. Slaw in a double team, overhead pass. It's with Taylor now, who passes it off to Hughes for 3. That can't go. Second effort, rolls off the rim, rebound Taylor. That has been the story of the night for Manila. Good looks from 3 and just off by centimeters. Under 5 to play, as Manila nearly had a pass stolen, or nearly stole a pass, I should say, but it'll be Rich to inbound it in front of their own bench. Scott on the inbound duties. He goes to Huffner. Huffner across half court. Looking to Taylor at the elbow. Taylor pump faking, now dishing out to Meerbrook for 3. Not gonna go, rebound, Mustangs. Manila with Hughes pushing it across half court. Manila standing near the center court logo, guarded by Huffner. 4.5 to play in the game. At the top of the arc, it's with Taylor. He dribbles inside, going through the paint, kicking out to Mir for 3 in the corner, and it's good, and that ties the game. 28-28. $28 all on the Station on Main scoreboard. Meanwhile, on the other end, it was Manila driving in and using the glass to knock it through. Mustangs up by 2. They've gone on a 5-0 run. Rebels offensively working, and Manila. We got an issue breaking out here, but it is Manila, I beg your pardon as I lose my train of thought. Timeout called. They'll go into a quick break here, up by 2. 3:46 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
Welcome back here to Randolph. It's a 2-point lead for Manila. After they've gone on a quick 5-0 run, they lead at 30-28 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and that's their first lead of the night. Rebels at one point, their largest lead was an 8-point lead, and since then the Mustangs have been slowly chipping away at it, and with 3:46 to go in the fourth quarter, they're up 30-28. It'll be an inbound pass coming up for the Rebels. Logan Meerbrook standing in front of his own student section. Rich down 2. Meerbrook on the inbound. Finds Huffner. Huffner well beyond the 3-point line. Dribbles towards the top of the arc. Passes it to Greer, who attacks the baseline. Went down low to Taylor. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Manila. Mustangs take the ball across half court. Yeah, right now it's with Taylor. He flips it over to Hughes. Kyler Hughes passes to Mir. Cody Mir going to Hughes well beyond the arc. Now down low. Now blocked by Meerbrook, and what a time to have one. Great defense by Logan Meerbrook. Scott on the far wing looking to help out Greer as he drives down inside. It rolls in. Takes a couple bounces, but eventually falls down the pipeline. And we're all tied at 30 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Greer with 4 points for the Rebels in this fourth quarter. All the 4 points Rich has scored in the final frame. Working down low, it's Taylor from Manila. He backpedals beyond the arc, now reattacks the paint, and a foul called on the floor. It'll be foul number 6 for the Rebels, so after this it'll be 1-1. Foul is on Truman Huffner, his first. And right now Manila's struggling to inbound it. They got to get it in. They do the nick of time to Mir well beyond the 3-point line. He hands it over to Taylor. Dalton Taylor, guarded by Huffner, goes towards the top of the circle. It's moved along the perimeter, now down inside at the block. Another block by Logan Meerbrook. Are you kidding me? Logan Meerbrook stepping up at some of the most crucial minutes of the season. Inbound pass coming up for Manila. They get it to Mir, who bullies over. It's a charge. Connor Greer hits the deck, but it's worth the pain. And that is Mear's 5th foul. So one of the 5 starters from Manila has fouled out, a big loss, as Cody Mear is responsible for just one of the 2 3-pointers made for the Mustangs so far, and a crucial one that tied it up. Rebels get it in now, and they get it over to Huffner. A little over 2 minutes to go. We're tied at 30. Huffner at the top of the circle. He finds Mearbrook in mid-range, and he throws it to the top of the key over to Greer. Greer driving in the left side, kicks out to Huffner. He attacks the baseline, floaters too deep. Ball is offensive rebound by Huffner, and a jump ball called. Arrows going Rebels' way. Under 2 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And it's Connor Greer to inbound it. Goes to an open, Mearbrook lays it in. Fool the defense, and the Rebels retake the lead. It's 32-30 on the Station on Main scoreboard, with 1:45 and counting to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th quarter. Mustangs have at the top of the circle with Taylor. He hands it off to Hughes. 1:35, Taylor on the near wing. Throwing it to no man's land in the far corner. It's retrieved by Hughes. He's at the elbow and backpedals beyond the circle. And Hughes has it between the 3-point line and the half-court line. Here's Slaw with it. He goes over to Davis. Hughes for 3. Knocks it in, and Manila retakes the lead. 3-point shot from Kyler Hughes. It's 33-32 with just over a minute to go. Mustangs leading. Huffner driving in at the paint, pulls up, buries a shot. Great jumper from Truman Huffner. Pumps the brakes, let the defense slide by, and we're not going anywhere. With 58 seconds to go, it's the Rebels leading 34-33, and what's turning out to be the game of the season so far. Connor Greer has had some company join him in this 4th quarter after he scored the first 4 points. Huffner and Mearbrook have chimed in with a pair of baskets of their own, and which proven to be in every single point matters. Rebels leading 34-33 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th quarter. If you like tonight's matchup, I've got great news for you. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow night in Manila, which is turning out to be a classic this season. It's going to be the Mustangs basketball after Huffner knocked down the shot right in the middle of the paint. So Manila to inbound on their half the court. Rich will not put out a full court press. So the Mustangs to inbound it. They get it in to Hughes. Kyler Hughes, a sophomore, dribbling across the timeline. 50 seconds. Goes to Taylor on the near wing. He dribbles towards the block. And a blocking foul on Logan Mearbrook. Are they going to call it a shooting foul, actually? Yep, a shooting foul, so no 1-and-1. 2 free throws coming up for Dalton Taylor, the senior. With 48.1 seconds to go. And Coach Corney just asking for an explanation right now. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of Rebels and Mustangs fans here, and it's a good thing they're separated by our empty row of seats. As Taylor misses the first free throw, which is huge. If he makes this one, we'll be tied at 34. Second free throw from Taylor up, and good. We're even. 34 apiece with 48 seconds to go, and Coach Hughes calls timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second break. 34 apiece, late in the 4th quarter.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
We are witnessing a classic right now. It is all even at 34 apiece as we update our Station on Main scoreboard with 48.1 seconds to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. It's going to be Rich basketball here. They'll inbound it beneath their own hoop. So then the question is, if you're Manila, do you foul? Because you've got 2 fouls to give. Or 1 foul to give. Scratch that. Rich has 7 fouls. Mustangs have 5. So let's see what Coach Mike Hughes drew up. And if you're the Rebels, I don't know if you can hold on to the basketball for 48 seconds for a final shot. Here we go. Huffner, full court press facing him. Inbounds it to Meerbrook. Meerbrook trying to get it across half court. He hands out to Scott and a foul there. Meerbrook was just inside his paint. And he stumbled over a defender while dishing it out to Scott. A foul, though, on Manila. The second on Kyler Hughes. Team 6. After this, it'll be 1-and-1 free throw shooting. Huffner to inbound it once again. Looking to get to someone. Throws it down the court. And it's caught by Meerbrook. Meerbrook to the hoop. Layup is no good. Manila the other way. 35 seconds. They slow things down. Mustangs got it right now on the near wing with Taylor. Taylor at the baseline. Guarded by Scott. Under 30 seconds. Goes to Hughes. Moved around the perimeter over to Slaw. 22 seconds. Here is Hughes driving in. Had it poked away but regained. Open man in the block. Point blank shot is missed. 12 seconds. Rebels have it. And a foul on Manila. What just happened? The Mustangs had Hunter Gailey wide open for what would have been the easiest shot of his season. He missed it, and the Manila fouled on the rebound attempt, sending Rich to the free throw line with 12.7 seconds left. And at the free throw line now is Riley Taylor, 1-and-1 free throw shooting coming up. Mustang fans making plenty of noise. Taylor, free throw up, no good. Rebound, Manila, but they lose it. Loose ball, who's got it? Manila's got it, 8 seconds, and a foul on Rich. Mustangs foul with Rebels foul with 8 seconds left, which sends Manila to the charity stripe for a 1-and-1 with sophomore Kyler Hughes. An opportunity to put his side ahead. Hughes, first free throw. Up, it's good. 35-34, and Coach Cornea calls timeout. We're gonna keep it right here. So here's the situation. Manila leading by 1, 8 seconds left. And the Rebels will be on the other end of the final free throw here. It's Hughes at the charity stripe. So if you're Manila, step 1, you want to make this free throw. That's the clear and obvious thing here. Make it a 2-point lead. It's not a situation where you want to intentionally miss it or anything like that. Now, if they do make it, if you're Rich, and this is what Coach Corney is drawing up right now, here's plan A and plan B. If they make it, here's what we're going to do. Here's our look, here's our inbound play, and here's the shot we want to take. If they miss it, here's our breakout. I mean, this is situational basketball. This is what you practice the most. It's going to come down to 8 seconds for the Rebels with Kyler Hughes at the free throw line for what will be the biggest free throw, I would assume, of his season so far. 8 seconds to go. Rebels have 8 fouls. Manila has 7, both in 1-and-1 situations still. And right now I'm hearing Coach Hughes tell him, don't foul. You don't want to give him free points or free opportunity. Here we go. Both teams breaking the huddle. On the court for the Rebels right now, it's Connor Greer, Truman Huffner, John Scott, Logan Meerbrook, and Riley Taylor. Hughes at the free throw line. 8 seconds left. Mustangs up 1. Second free throw coming up here for Kyler. Shot is up and good. 2-point lead, 36-34. Rebels going down the court. In the corner, it's Greer, 3 seconds. Shots blocked at the buzzer. No, Taylor at the buzzer, it's short, and that's the game. That's the game. Mustangs come back to win, 36-34. A very exciting finish indeed. And Manila picks up their 16th victory of the season. And we're going to do this all over again tomorrow night at Manila. We'll get into our post-game coverage of this one right now. The final, Mustangs 36, Rebels 34. Rich 11-9 on the season. Manila 16-4.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Welcome into our post-game coverage here as the Mustangs come into Randolph and knock off the Rebels 36-34 due to two huge, crucial late free throws from sophomore Kyler Hughes. And let's break this one down now with our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Rebels got off to a strong start and really caught Manila off guard, closing out the first quarter up 10-2. Logan Meerbrook with 6 points in that first quarter. Second quarter, the lead got narrowed by the Mustangs as the Manila team roared back to cut the deficit from 8 down to 5 going into the half. It was 20-15 after 16 minutes of basketball. Third quarter, it got even closer. The lead trimmed down to just 3, with the Rebels leading 26-23. And at the start of the fourth quarter, the Rebels pushed it out to a 5-point lead, 28-23. However, Manila would go on a run and tie it up at 30 apiece. Then the Mustangs hit one of their two huge three-point shots to retake the lead. Take the lead for the first time, 33-32. Rebels would respond, go up 34-33. Manila would pick up the final 3 points of the game, 2 of them coming out of big free throw shots from Kyler Hughes, cementing a 36-34 victory. And that is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and fast meat, a delicious sandwich every time. Go visit them at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Now time for the Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. And Precision Play of the Game will go to Truman Huffner. Down 1 late in the fourth quarter, driving in, pulling up from the middle of the paint, and sinking a beautiful shot to give the Rebels the lead. And it would look like they could hopefully hold on to it for the rest of the game. But unfortunately, that would not stay true. But that is our Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. Precision Family Dental Care at reasonable prices. Call the dental office of Dr. McKay Frankum to schedule your appointment today, 307-789-8910. We'll step aside for another quick break, and when we return, we'll have the second half of our post-game show coming up right after this. Mustangs taking on the Rebels, 36-34.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to Randolph, where the Mustangs picked up a victory over the Rebels 36-34. It's now time for the Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Shot of the game for Rich. Trying to remember which one really jumped out to me. We had a lot of big ones for the Rebels. When you score 34 points in a 2-point game, every single basket mattered. But you know what? We're going to go with Connor Greer. 4 points in the fourth quarter, one of them coming on a huge, crucial layup that just took a couple of bounces and eventually fell right down the drain. And that was a huge shot for the Rebels and a big one for Greer to have 4 points in the fourth quarter coming off an injury. So that is our Auto Farm Chevrolet shot of the game. Play of the game, back-to-back possessions. Logan Meerbrook just stuffing a turkey with huge blocks on Manila. The second one was on a very good look for the Mustangs, but Meerbrook had other plans, and that is our play of the game, brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership serving Rich County for generations. Now time for the Garden City where families play game adjustment. Game adjustment for the Rebels. In the first half, they really benefited from some poor shooting by Manila, but in the second half, the Mustangs got hot enough to come back and win this one. But the game adjustment for the Rebels, I don't have a ton of Rob Leifson stats for you guys tonight, but I'll say that the game adjustment for Rich was going back to some of your huge scores in the second half. I know it's not much of an adjustment since it fell short, but for Greer to have 6 points in the second half right there and Huffner to pick up 4 points all in the second half as well, that might be your game adjustment going back to some big-time scores for Rich. I would have liked to seen them work down low a little more. You had Meerbrook and Taylor had 14 points in the second half, in the first half combined. You combine in the second half, they got 4. That would have been big for the Rebels, but sometimes the flow of the game just goes different directions. But that is our Garden City where families play game adjustment. All right, everyone, let's talk about what's coming up on the calendar right now. So we're going to have rematches tomorrow night in Manila. Girls will get going first for a 5:30 p.m. tip-off, and then the boys, just like tonight, ensuing afterwards for a 7 p.m. start. And if it's anything like tonight, it'll be a classic. Hopefully it's the Rebels getting the last say in things, as Rich fell to 11-9 on the season, while the Mustangs jumped out to a strong 16-4 record. Well, folks, for my producer, Michael Wilkerson, for my camera operator, Gary McKee, I'm Matthew Peterson signing off. One last time, the final. Mustangs taking down the Rebels in Rich County, 36-34.
You've been tuned into Rich High School Rebel basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.